The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into Sager Field. It's home of the Jefferson Cougars. We're on the campus of Jefferson High School in Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia. It's the Cougars welcoming in the Spring Mills Cardinals. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports, we welcome you into our high school baseball coverage. I'm Matt Crawford. To my right is Matt Miller. Donald Kenny is our on-site producer. John Alderton is our TV 10 cameraman. And Colin McLaughlin is back at the studio. Well, Matt, it has been a interesting last 24 hours of weather in the Eastern Panhandle, and this is not looking like it's going to be any different going into this evening. Rain and wind this afternoon. Still some opportunity for rain as we get into the 6 o'clock hour. We're going to do our best, if they're playing, to bring you the action right here in front of us. Should be a good one. Jefferson coming in 8-0, just getting back in the rhythm of things as they had a 10-day layoff, but were able to get back out on the field twice on a Saturday. And for Spring Mills, they're coming off of 2 wins, as is Jefferson, when they got on the field on Saturday down in that Bridgeport mixer. So should be a good game between two teams that are playing good baseball right now.
Yeah, Spring Mills coming in at 4-6, but have been really picking things up, and we'll hear that coming up in just a little bit from Coach Barrett. But, a team that has a lot of young talent, but the key thing is not a lot of varsity experience. Meanwhile, for Jefferson, you got to love the ability to have 10 days off due to the COVID safety protocols, and without being able to play or practice, come right back out on the field on that first available day, which was Saturday, and scored 2 impressive wins, a 3-2 victory over Southern Maryland against a young man that as a junior is already committed to pitch at West Virginia University, and then finishing things out with that doubleheader sweep against Pendleton County, winning that one by a final of 9-2. So a Jefferson team that, despite some time away from the field, really hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, let's look at what they missed. Let's go back to the 24th of April. It was a scheduled doubleheader against Frankfort. That did not happen. They missed a game against Legacy Christian, against Musselman, against Washington, and like you mentioned, finally got back on the field on Saturday. Southern gave it a 3-2 win and a 9-2 win against Pendleton County. And then they had their game last night against Berkeley Springs postponed. So this is a team that really is just looking for innings on the field right now.
Well, and it's a team that's going to miss an opportunity to play a doubleheader against Kaiser coming up as well. I believe that was scheduled for tomorrow. Of course, that would have been weather permitting, but I understand the Kaiser program dealing with some of those COVID protocols as well. And so, yeah, it's hard right now, to make sure that you're on the field on that consistent basis when you're not only battling the normal things that come up this time of year, like the wind and the rains that we saw yesterday and are even in the forecast today, but when you're also battling to make sure everyone is healthy and you can get through those safety protocols, makes things challenging.
And looking at the Spring Mills schedule, they have not put together 3 straight wins yet this year. It's been in groups of 2s, back-to-back wins against Petersburg and Hampshire back on the 20th and 21st of April. And then this past weekend, where it was a doubleheader, a win on Saturday in that Bridgeport mixer, Philip Barber 5-4, and then RCB, Robert C. Byrd, getting the win 4-3. So some tight ball games as well.
Well, and not going to be easy to try to get that 3rd straight win for the first time this season here tonight. I mean, it's a Jefferson Cougar has moved up into that number 1 spot in the high school baseball rankings around the Mountain State. We know the talent that they have, and they play so well here at this beautifully kept Sager Field. And so a tough matchup today for Spring Mills.
Yeah, if you're watching on TV 10, it's hard to believe that there was a tornado that touched down here about 3 miles from right where we're sitting yesterday in Ranson. It rained as hard as it could possibly rain in Jefferson County yesterday and even throughout the afternoon in certain spurts today. But this field looks absolutely as immaculate as ever.
Yeah, it does. They do a great job keeping it and making sure that it is ready to go. And, of course, with all of the rain and then the sunshine, every baseball field we have been at has been a brilliant green color contrasted with the dirt infield. I'm telling you, there's nothing more beautiful than a ballpark.
Absolutely. All right, let's send it back to the studio, take our first break. When we come back, we will hear from both head coaches, one at either end of their career, if you will. John Lowry Sr. in his 50th on the field, while it's the first year on the field and second year for Bradley Barrett and Spring Mills. That coming up on the backside of this break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back into Sager Field. It's now time to hear from both head coaches. Let's start with Jefferson head coach John Lowry Sr. in his officially 50th season on the field, but 51st that he has been labeled as the head coach. Got our conversation started with him just about how nice it was to get back on the field on Saturday.
Well, just so many things, not only this year, but last year. Last year, the whole thing's canceled. This year, last week was beautiful weather, and we had that circumstance to where we couldn't play. Then you get a call from a team that doesn't want to play now because of they're limited with their number of players. So it's really frustrating. You can see in front of me I have a handwritten schedule where I'm trying to make notations for makeups and games that maybe we can play so we can get as close to the limit of games that we want to play as possible. But we're just keeping our fingers crossed tonight. You look outside, you see the clouds. Get the text from the trainer, keep everybody off the field because lightning in the area. But it appears like it might go around us. But, the kids want to play. We had a great practice yesterday. I'm not so sure practicing yesterday wasn't better than playing a game. I just thought we had a looseness to us in our practice that we didn't show on Saturday. After, we went out and played 2 games Saturday and hadn't even been on the field. So, it's just you've got to be prepared. You just got to try to not let yourself get distracted by the distractions and just be ready to play when the opportunity presents itself.
That first game on Saturday, a 3-2 decision, you all are able to get the win. You all played some lopsided games this year in which you've been victorious in all of them. How nice was it to see what your team could do in a tight game like that? It was great. I mean, that was the kind of game we needed to play. Each pitch had value, and those are things that you emphasize. But I think, especially at this age group, getting them to concentrate, each pitch, separate, knowing that the lowest common denominator in the game is the pitch, and just, there's so much mental in baseball. Everybody sees you hit the ball, everybody sees you catch the ball, but it's a game of situations and reaction. What are you going to do when the ball's hit to you? What are you going to do on the base run? We had a couple base running errors that game that cost us. In fact, they scored their 2 runs in the first inning. When we missed a third strike, that would have been the third out of the inning. Then we make 2 subsequent bad throws on that. We preach how the multitude of our errors will be throwing errors, not just catching the ball errors. And but with all that being said, we were able to come back, get 3 in the bottom half, and the kid that was pitching for the other team was a junior. He was a 6'2" left-hander, had 3 pitches, great arm speed for all 3 pitches, and he's already a commit to WVU in 2022. That is John Lowry Sr., and we're going to have to, unfortunately, not be able to air our interview with Bradley Barrett. It looks like they're going to try to get ahead of the weather and get going a few minutes early here. So, Matt, let's take a look at these starting lineups, as starting with the now introduced Spring Mills Cardinals in the leadoff spot, playing shortstop today, Caden Compton. Playing left field, Drew Gilpin. He will wear number 6. Batting third is Tyler Gilpin. He will play center field and wear number 10. Number 24, Chase Renner, is playing first, and he will bat in that cleanup spot. Chase Herndon is in right, and he will bat fifth. Braden Shives is playing the hot corner at third, batting sixth. Memphis Elliott is in the seventh spot in the order, playing second base. Chase Henson is doing the catching, batting eighth. And Carson Gottholm is the DH and the true DH for today's pitcher, TJ Josenhans. Let's go to the Jefferson Cougars. Center fielder Peyton Corwine is in the leadoff spot, and left fielder to be Connor Bailey batting second. In the hot corner batting third is Griffin Horowitz for Jefferson. Reagan Allinger is batting fourth, and catching today, Zach Rose is at first base batting fifth. Griffin, we understand Finn Horowitz, the nickname, so we have Bear and Finn now. The Horowitz brothers is batting sixth. He is playing right field, batting seventh. Playing shortstop, Camian Gonzalez. Riley Vadas is at second base, batting eighth. And Noah Carter, the true DH as well for Jefferson, in the number 9 spot. He is batting for today's starting pitcher for Jefferson, Jordan Biggs. All right, let's send it back to the studio, take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we should be about ready for action here from Sager Field. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
There are so many great things to say about the redesigned Honda CR-V. So to save time, we've condensed them down into one easy acronym. OMECUV-NAAHAWATESONT. That stands for our most exhilarating compact utility vehicle, now available as a hybrid and with a turbocharged engine standard on non-hybrid trims. See? Simple. The redesigned Honda CR-V. Contact your Honda dealer or shop online.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
National Anthem finishing up here at Sager Field. The reserves will go back into their dugouts, and we are just about ready for action on, Matt, what right now is a beautiful Tuesday evening for baseball. Again, hoping that it is going to stay that way. I'm knocking on my head. That's the closest thing we have to wood here. So hopefully it stays that way, because right now it is absolutely gorgeous here in Shenandoah Junction right now.
Yeah, beautiful. The sun is out. The winds have died down. Our temperature very comfortable as well. So, looking like we're ready for some high school baseball. But first, our ceremonial first pitch. Matt, we've got a moment if you want to go back and quickly hear from the head coach of Spring Mills, Bradley Barrett, has got a chance to catch up with him before getting on the air and ask him about the 2 wins on Saturday and what they mean for his team.
the entire season. We had a rough start, just dealing with some internal issues, but this weekend we looked like a complete team, and it was nice to see it.
How young is this baseball team, and what's the challenge having not had a season last year?
As far as age, we're pretty young, but as far as like varsity-wise and talent-wise, we're a very, very young team. I mean, we only have one guy that's played a varsity game. This is a lot of new stuff for these kids, and they haven't really seen anything, so it's definitely a new experience for these kids.
And they have to play the Jefferson Cougars with all of the tradition here tonight. What are you talking to them about going into this game?
Like every other game, I come in here, I tell them, guys, hey, listen, this is the best team in the state right now, but at the end of the day, they're still kids. They won't make mistakes. We have to be the better team.
The weather certainly could play a factor. You can hear that wind in the background right now. What is that challenge when you face not ideal conditions?
I mean, adversity, man. It's all about adversity, just handling things and dealing with it yourself. Just play a clean baseball game and we'll win something. So,
when you look at this EPAC, do you kind of see it as wide open, maybe outside of right now where Jefferson is?
I do. I really do. Like I said, I think a lot of teams are dealing with the same issues we are. They got a lot of young kids on the team, a lot of teams that have never played a varsity game. So I think we're all pretty even when it comes to that. Like I said, it's going to be a fun sectional tournament, see what happens.
What is it that is key for you guys? If you're going to go out and have success game in and game out, does it start on the mound?
I honestly think it starts in the first inning and it goes all the way to the seventh. I mean, that's our biggest thing right now, is just trying to play a full, complete game. And we do that, we usually win.
Coach, good luck.
Thank you.
That is Bradley Barrett, the officially first year on the field, second year as head coach of the Spring Mills Cardinals. The ceremonial first pitches, if you will, now completed. Some pictures being taken on the field and should be getting into our warm-ups. Matt, you want to take a look at our pitching matchup? I'm looking at you because you got the stats right in front of you. Jordan Biggs, it's pretty easy. Not much to say on him from what we would have on the Game Changer stats. This should be his first outing of the year in relief or on the mound as a starter, so it'll be the first opportunity to see Jordan Biggs so far this year.
Meanwhile, for Spring Mills, the starting pitcher, TJ Josenhans, has worked 7 innings. He has made 1 prior start and pitched in 4 total games. He has allowed 8 hits in his 7 innings, 14 runs, but only 6 have been earned. Defense has not been his best friend. We'll see if they can field the ball well tonight. 6 walks and 7 strikeouts, but you add along with these 6 walks also 6 hit batters, so that's 12 base runners allowed, and that certainly is something you don't want to do against Jefferson.
Jefferson on the field in their gold uniforms, Cougars in maroon across the front with the white piping around the lettering and the numbers on the front and back of the uniforms. They're going with the white hat and white pants as well, the maroon stripe down the side of the white pants. For Spring Mills, they have chosen the alternate also for the St. Louis Cardinals, the powder blue uniforms and the true St. Louis Cardinals logo across the front with the 2 birds on either end of the bat. It is the red numbers and letters across the front and back of the uniform, and gray baseball pants also go with the powder blue hat on top, with the bill of the cap being more of a dark blue. Last couple of warm-up pitches for Jordan Biggs is looks like our 2 head coaches getting together real quick. We do have a couple of different lineups, so what we believe when Jefferson comes up is that Connor Bailey is going to be in that 2 spot, but we will confirm that when the number 2 batter comes to the plate in the top of inning number 1. Again, right now, a beautiful night. The lights are on, but not going to take full effect here with the 6 o'clock start compared to what in Berkeley County is usually a 7 o'clock start. So I don't believe the lights will take effect for the next few innings at least, unless one of those random storms pops up and darkens everything just a bit. But right now, absolutely gorgeous here in Shenandoah Junction. The throw down to second with the warm-ups is complete, so we're just about ready to get underway. It'll be Caden Compton, Drew Gilpin, and Tyler Gilpin, the 3 that are due up in the top of the first inning. Everybody getting back to their positions.
You're looking at the offense as a whole for Spring Mills, coming in with a .270 batting average, have struck out 80 times to 36 base on balls. Got to find a way to put the ball in play against Jefferson.
Compton, a .276 hitter coming into the game. The first pitch ripped over the third baseman, Cullen Horowitz, in for a single. First pitch, first hit for Spring Mills. Our first pitch coming at 6:01 this evening, and that's a good way to get the offense going quickly, Matt.
Yeah, 9th hit now in 30 at-bats for Compton. No home runs, 2 driven in.
Again, based on what we've seen, this will be the first outing for Jordan Biggs so far this season. It's obviously going to be a bit of an adjustment process. Runner on first now. Drew Gilpin stands in and takes strike one.
Good size in that right-hand batter's box.
Gilpin now steps back in. Front foot just a little in front, it looks like, from our angles. We're just off that left-hand batter's box. Quick check over to first. Rose doesn't even apply the tag. Is back in with ease on the dive is Caden Compton.
Drew Gilpin, 8 hits, 26 at-bats. That is a .308 average. No home runs and 3 driven in.
Breaking ball in the 0-1, a swing and a miss. And Gilpin now behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Got a happy fan to my right side here as Gene joins us at the broadcast.
Biggest Eastern Panhandle sports fan I know.
He's been chomping at the bit to get back out and see some action live.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch, a fastball, swing and a miss as Biggs blew it by Gilpin. First strikeout of the game for Biggs, and out number 1 recorded via the strikeout swinging.
11th strikeout on the season for Drew Gilpin, and just a good piece of pitching right there, working that outside part of the plate and then overpowering the batter with that fastball.
Starting center fielder Tyler Gilpin now steps in. Again, a check back over to first, and Compton in with ease. Horowitz was at third base, shading in a little bit on Drew Gilpin, maybe seeing if a bunt was possible. Now plays normal depth. A breaking ball in the dirt, but a backhanded stab by Reagan Allinger. Able to keep it in front of him. Ball 1.
Tyler Gilpin, the young man with the most experience for this Spring Mills ball club. 14 hits in 33 at-bats, hitting .424 on the season. Does have a home run and leads this ball club with 10 RBI.
Here comes that 1-0 pitch, a fastball right down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Seems like we were talking with Coach Barrett on Miller Time this afternoon, and each of the 4 schools in Berkeley County, it seems like, have that one guy that is returning who saw playing time as a sophomore. For this Jefferson Cougar team, you cannot say that is the case. A lot of returners who got a lot of experience as underclassmen. Compton back over at first as he was back in on the head first dive. Rose actually having to apply the tag there. A little bit closer. Compton still could probably get another half step. Here comes that 1-1. This one driven to the opposite field, and that's going to be down for extra bases as it drops in the right field to Horowitz going over. Tyler Gilpin moving to second base, and Compton moving to third. He will be held at third, but now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 down after the 1-out double by Tyler Gilpin.
And that pitch up, outer part of the plate, he went with it, took it the other direction, and really put a charge into that baseball. No real chance out in right field to catch that one.
Chase Renner in the cleanup spot, number 24, will step in as the right-handed batter, and not the start that Jordan Biggs wanted. A strikeout, but also 2 hits, a single and a double, and now 2 runners in scoring position with Compton just 90 feet away, and Reagan Allinger will go out and have a quick conversation with his hurler. Has some defensive adjustments from the first base dugout.
And just needs to get the ball down a little bit. It's thrown well. Strikeout for the only out of the inning so far. Let's see what happens as he goes after Renner, who comes in with 11 hits in 31 at-bats for a .355 average. That average second best on the team.
First time we've seen Spring Mills this year, so still trying to get a grasp of what this roster looks like. It's been fun with each team for the first time this year, seeing what those rosters are made of. Ball in the dirt, Allinger able to keep it in front of him. Does squirt to his right. But that will hold the runner, Caden Compton, at third base. No harm, ball 1. Again, if you're Biggs, these runners on base only hurt if they cross the plate right now. So you got to worry about the batter that is Chase Renner. Here comes the 1-0-2 runner. This one shot back up the middle over the head of the pitcher. Badas moving in on it. He bobbles it. It's going to be a tight play at first, and the runner is thrown out at first. Chase Renner is out number 2, but he will drive in a run on the chopper to second base.
Yeah, nice play by Vadas at second to stay with it, not panic. Picked that ball up, still had plenty of time to throw on to first and get the out. The run was going to score no matter what as he was off with contact. I was wondering as Biggs leaped into the air if he could grab that one. We may have had a play at the plate or even a run down.
So Compton scores the first run of the game. Spring Mills takes a 1-0 lead. Tyler Gilpin did move to third on the hit to his right. A sharp hit ball into the gap between first and second. That's Chase Herndon. He'll drive in a second run on a 2-out RBI single, and Spring Mills the 2-0 lead here in the top of the first from Shenandoah Junction.
What a big hit. Herndon came in with just a 185 average, 5 hits in 27 at-bats. No homers, 2 driven in. Didn't waste any time. Went after that first pitch and was able to turn on it into right field for the RBI.
Matt, you talk about not wasting any time. 1 pitch to Compton, 3 to Gilpin, 3 to Gilpin, 2 to Renner, and then 1 to Herndon. Spring Mills not wasting any time. Braden Shives now steps in. He takes ball 1.
Fastball missing up.
Not an overly big lead on that first pitch for Herndon at first. Still not a very big lead at all at first base. Here comes the 1-0. That one misses above the letters. Ball 2. Infield shading a bit up the middle now is the second baseman, Vidaz, playing a little further to his right than what is normal for a second baseman. So a big hole to the right side, but Zach Rose holding that runner, Herndon at first. Here comes the 2-0. That fastball misses high. 3-0. And we'll see the longest at-bat of the top of the first so far, as this will be pitch number 4 to Braden Shives.
Shives at 296 average, 8 hits, 27 at-bats. No homers, 3 driven in. Has drawn 5 walks this year.
Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That one misses high, and Shives going to reach on the 2-out walk. That'll move Chase Herndon to second base. And another visit from the catcher, Reagan Ollinger.
Well, and again, with a couple of outs and some damage already done, 2 runs in. But, hey, what we saw it, or we didn't see it, but heard about it on Saturday, right? Same thing against Southern Maryland. Gave up a couple of runs, turned around, scored 3 of their own, and then neither team scored the rest of the way. So right now the goal, just get out of this inning. You got to force out at third or at second, or, of course, could get the out at first.
Memphis Elliott steps in, the starting second baseman. The righty in the middle of the plate. That front foot starts outside with a step as the pitch comes. The first pitch to him misses. Again, a bit upstairs. And I was wondering how long it would take to see this. I thought it would have happened by batter 3 or 4. We now will get a visit to the mound from John Lowry Sr.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
We have seen him make the trip to the mound very quickly in a ball game. Talking, I'm sure, about that release point and what he needs to do to get the ball down. As we've mentioned, he's missed high, and even some of those big hits have been balls that have been up in that strike zone, left him out over the plate, and give credit to Spring Mills striking early.
And Coach Lowry, one of the quickest managers I've ever seen to pull somebody off the mound. He has a great sense of knowing whether somebody is going to be on or not. We've seen guys pulled in the second batter, still in single digits when it comes to pitches. 1-0 the count to Memphis Elliott. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. This fastball down the third base line, but just foul.
Memphis Elliott, 5 hits in 26 trips to the plate on the year. That's a 192 average. No homer, 6 driven in. Has walked 3 times, but has also struck out 12.
Biggs looks in, gets his sign. Now will come set out of the stretch. Herndon gets his lead off second base. This one lifted foul out of play over top of the batting cages to our right into the cow pasture. Have fun getting that one, boys. Count now 1-2 to Memphis Elliott.
Biggs a pitch away from being able to get out of the inning without any further damage.
2 runs have crossed so far. Tyler Gilpin and Caden Compton. Ready with the 1-2. Here it comes. A breaking ball. This one's sent down the third base line. That one goes just foul.
And just like the foul ball that he hit a couple of pitches ago, out in front of it just a little bit. Let's see if the fastball is one that Biggs comes back with here. Try to blow one right past him and then get that offense in. Look, this Jefferson team is a team that scores runs, right? Averaging better than 10 runs offensively a game this year.
Again, with the 1-2 here comes this one at the knees. Ground ball to Griffin Horowitz, and he will just tag the runner going from second to third and tag out Chase Herndon for the 5 unassisted in the scorebook for out number 3. Good top of the first for Spring Mills. They plate 2. We'll go to the bottom of the first and see what Jefferson can do offensively when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back into Shenandoah Junction. It is the bottom of the first. 2 runs across the plate for Spring Mills in the top of inning number 1. For Jefferson, it'll be Peyton Corwine. We believe Connor Bailey, although, we do see him in the on-deck circle. We had 2 different. We're also following along on the game changer to make sure we'll have stats and everything as we were getting going. And one said Reagan Allinger would be in that second spot, but the one we had from John Lowry Sr. said Connor Bailey, so we figured that one was accurate. So it'll be Corwine, Bailey, and Cullen Horowitz, otherwise known as the Bear. Again, we're very glad we got the other nickname for the other Horowitz brother today, Finn, Griffin Horowitz, so Finn and Bear.
Oh, and 2 guys that can certainly pound the baseball. This Jefferson lineup as a whole hitting the baseball well, a .393 team average, a .511 on-base percentage, and a .670 slugging percentage. And you talk about a team with power, 13 home runs, 18 doubles, 50 singles. So you're talking about 31 extra base hits to 50 single baggers. Man, this team pounds the baseball.
The battery for Spring Mills doing the catching is Chase Henson, and T.J. Josenhans is the pitcher for the Cardinals. That's the name we're going with. If we're pronouncing that wrong, somebody please feel free to comment on YouTube or give the station a call. But we're going with Josenhans, Josenhans.
Well, and the key for him right now is to throw strikes, not fall behind these hitters. As we mentioned earlier at the end of the pregame show, 6 walks but also 6 hit batters. Cannot afford to give Jefferson base runners with the way that they can hit the baseball.
Lefty Corwine leading it off. Out of the windup is Josenhans. Here comes the first pitch. That one missing just below the knees, also a bit inside. Ball 1.
Corwine with a .500 average and a .579 on-base percentage. 8 hits in 16 at-bats. Has also added 3 base on balls.
The 1-0, that one also just below the knees for ball 2.
No homers, 4 driven in for Corwine this season, and he has an extra base hit with 1 double.
Ready with the 2-0. Here comes Josenhans, and that one looked like the lowest pitch yet, but is in there for strike 1.
Yeah, inside corner at the knees, good pitch. Corwine even in agreement. He kind of nodded the head. All right, there's that first one, and now I'm sure we'll see him take the bat off the shoulder if he likes this one.
Here comes that 2-1 as Corwine, guessing it was a bit of a bluff bunt as he pulled back very quickly as Josenhans missed the 2-1 high and outside. The count now 3-1, a hitter's count to the leadoff hitter Corwine.
Certainly got the third baseman moving in a few steps.
Here comes that 3-1 and strike 2 call. The count's run full.
A good pitch to work that outer edge. Certainly was not the, right down the middle delivery. Now Corwine's got to protect the plate.
Josenhans looks in. Doesn't get his pitch for a while and too long for Peyton Corwine to still call time and step out. We know our base umpires, Buck Hoffmaster, haven't gotten a face on our home plate umpire yet. 2-man umpiring crew. Here comes that 3-2. That one low in the dirt, bouncing off of the catcher Chase Henson, and Corwine will take first on the leadoff walk.
So the 4th time this season that he has drawn a base on balls, and just what we talked about, what Josenhans did not want to do, well, he gets it started with that base on balls. 7th he has issued in this season.
Number 2 batter, left fielder Connor Bailey, gets ready to step in the batter's box. The righty crowds the inside of the box. Corwine gets that lead off first. Josen Hans now out of the stretch with a runner on. Here comes that first pitch high as ducking out of the way is Bailey. Ball one.
When Bailey, like Biggs, having trouble missing high, not getting on top of the ball. Pitch kind of riding up on him.
Josen Hans looks in, gets his pitch. Here comes that 1-0. And that one, a called strike. That one about belt high as Connor Bailey watched it go by. Not a bad idea to maybe take that first strike, as so far we've seen Josen Hans miss sporadically around the plate.
Yeah, you got a guy that struggles with control. You want to try to get deep into counts, make him throw a lot of pitches.
Good lead off first base for Peyton Corwine. He can get more as the throw back over to first. He's in standing up.
Connor Bailey hitting .421 as he stands in 8 hits, 19 at-bats. No homers, 9 driven in.
Another good lead over at first for Corwine. Josen Hans delivers, and Corwine on the move. Throw down to second. He is in by a couple of seconds with the feet first slide. So a stolen base for Peyton Corwine. He's now in scoring position. That was a called strike at the plate, count 1-2.
Yeah, and steals that one on the pitcher. There was absolutely nothing that the catcher could do in that situation. What a great jump at first.
Bailey ready for the 1-2. Here comes that 1-2 from Josen Hans. This one lifted into left field. Gilpin moving back in left field, and that will go over his head. Going to third is Corwine. He'll be waved around. That's one run going to score for Jefferson, and in on the RBI double is Connor Bailey.
And there you go. Corwine scores his 8th run. Bailey picks up his 10th run batted in, and the stolen base set that up. If he's still at first, he's watching the left fielder to make sure that ball isn't caught and probably ends up only getting to third base, but because of the steal, he's able to come around and score.
Having a quick conversation with Bear steps in, one of the several power hitters in this lineup. He's got a runner in scoring position. Here comes the first pitch to Horowitz, a check swing, and he is not able to hold up. It's a called strike at the plate.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Second base is Connor Bailey. The count is 0-1 to Cullen Horowitz. Josen Hans looks in, checks back to second, now delivers on the 0-1. That one high inside. Ball one.
You mentioned those power numbers. How about 6 home runs, 14 driven in, 8 hits and 21 at-bats for Bear Horowitz.
The big right-hander.
It's a .381 average.
Ready with the 1-1. That one below the knees. Ball two.
Ballpark not holding what he hits very well. He has no doubles, no triples. 6 home runs and 2 singles.
312 down each line, 365 in the alleys, and 385 to dead center. Here comes that 2-1. That a fastball deflected but held onto by Chase Henson. A hearty cut taken by Horowitz, as I believe he just threw off the elbow guard.
Yeah, I think it came off on the follow-through of the swing. He just gets it out of there. Got handcuffed just a little bit by that pitch, up and in.
Josen Hans gets his signal, ready with the 2-2. This one sent in to the middle of the infield, a bouncing ball to Memphis Elliott. Fires over to first, and that one well away from Chase Renner at first. That's going to be an E4. Moving to third base is Connor Bailey, and Cullen Horowitz now standing at second. So it looked like a somewhat routine ground ball to Memphis Elliott, and just nowhere near on target with his throw to first.
Yeah, and really didn't have to rush that. Horowitz does get down the line well for a big guy coming out of that right-hand batter's box, but had the play right there in front of him, just kind of dipped that arm down and ended up throwing that one right into the ground. No real chance at first base.
And I think they're going to say that ball went out of play. As crossing home plate is Connor Bailey. We'll see if they send him back. They will. Yeah. I think Coach Lowry was saying, hey, that throw went out of play. But our 2 umpires going to say nope, still in the playable field. So Connor Bailey back to third base. Cullen Horowitz stands at second. Reagan Ollinger steps in.
A good piece of pitching there by Josen Hans as he got in on the hands of Horowitz, induced that ground ball back up the middle, just didn't get the defense to make the play behind him.
Count now 1-0 to today's starting catcher as the first pitch missed high. 2 ducks in the pond for Ollinger. The 1-0, that one low and away Ball 2, popping out of the glove of Henson, but dropped right in front. No harm done.
On another power hitter in the lineup, 3 homers, 10 driven in, 8 hits in 17 at-bats for a .471 average.
The 2-0 pitch driven into right field. That's in for a single. Ollinger going to score one as Bailey comes around from third. It's a play at the plate. Horowitz going to be in, standing up. Ollinger moving to second. It's a 2 RBI single, and Jefferson regains the lead 3-2.
Picks up a couple of RBI, up to 12 now on the season. And again, a nice piece of hitting, taking that pitch the other way. And a great decision by John Lowry Sr. at third, having that play headed to right field, knowing the speed of Horowitz, sending him the throw to the plate a little up that third baseline, and no chance to try to get him.
Now steps in the power from the left-handed batter's box. First baseman and pitcher Zach Rose takes strike one. Rose is a guy that's been fun to watch over the last several years. Just grow into what you knew was going to be a very powerful frame by the time he got to his senior year.
Well, it should be fun watching him continue to grow and develop right down the road.
Yeah.
Shepherd University.
Shepherd's been known to hit a long ball or two. Here comes the 0-1, that breaking ball in for strike 2.
Rose hitting .421. That's 8 hits in 19 at-bats. Does have 1 home run and 5 driven in.
Catcher sets up outside. Here's that 0-2, and over the head of Chase Henson. Moving to third, standing up is Reagan Ollinger. So now a runner just 90 feet away. Is that one missing everything other than the backstop.
Yeah, that one hit the padding on the brick right behind home plate. First thing that it hit. Didn't even get into the grass or hit the gravel warning track.
Count now 1-2 to Zach Rose. Josen Hans comes set. Here is that 1-2 below the knees. Down even, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye. Very good. Flinched as he was ready to swing. Recognized that one was going to be low. Able to take the pitch.
Rose that front foot just a little in, and a hearty cut, a swing. Tipped but held on to by Chase Henson, and a strikeout for out number 1 in the inning. Griffin Horowitz, Finn, we now understand the nickname for the younger of the Horowitz duo on the roster. Today starting right fielder in the number 6 spot in the order. The righty steps in an open stance. First pitch to him lifted into left center field, moving over onto this Tyler Gilpin, and he will make the catch. Tagging up at third base is Ollinger, and he will score with ease. Jefferson's lead now 4-2.
12 runs batted in now for Finn Horowitz with that RBI sacrifice fly, and did just what you wanted to do in that situation. Make sure you get that ball out of the infield and an opportunity to bring home another run.
Camion Gonzalez, the number 7 batter in the order. Saw him play a bunch this summer, or last summer, I guess now, as we're into the new year, following the Hornby Hornets. Bases empty for him. First pitch to Gonzalez, well low and away, getting past Chase Henson, ball 1.
Gonzalez with a .381 average. It's 8 hits in 21 at-bats. No home runs. He's driven in 5.
Josen Hans looks in. Finally gets the pitch he wants. Ready with that 1-0. Does catch the outside corner, strike 1. Good take by Gonzalez. Really not much you can do with that one except foul it off, and with no strikes on you, no reason to take a cut there. Wait for your pitch. A quick pitch here as that fastball misses low and away. Ball 2. Josen Hans has been working pretty slow on the mound and got the baseball back and quickly into his motion there, and once again quickly back into his motion. Gonzalez not even in the batter's box yet. Getting some chirping from the Spring Mills side, but the front foot looked like it was out for Gonzalez. And that pitch missing low and away, getting past the catcher Henson, ball 3.
Well, Josen Hans missing all over the place. He is really struggling to find some consistency in that release point where that that front foot comes down on the front slope of the mound. He's missed high, low, inside, outside, all over the place.
The 3-1-2 Gonzalez is a fastball. Looked like it caught the inside corner. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's had a couple of pitches just like that.
Yep.
So if he can develop some consistency, could be tough on the hill.
Ready with the payoff pitch. Here comes the 3-2. That one upstairs. Gonzalez chases it, sending Gilpin to the left. Is he going to have room? He's not. It's a 2-out home run for Kamey, and Gonzalez make that a 5-2 lead for the Jefferson Cougars on the solo shot.
First home run, 6 RBI now on the season for Gonzalez. And wow, did he go up and get that one. I mean, when he swung as high as that pitch was, I thought for sure that's got to be coming off the top of that bat and would be a fly out into left field, but that ball continued to carry, and it was gone by several feet.
Yeah, that one definitely hitting some asphalt out there on the road in between the school and left field.
And by the way, the winds that we had before this one got underway,
non-existent.
Yeah, dying completely down. That was him powering it out of the ballpark.
We're providing the most wind right now with our talking. Again, Josenhans missing his catcher by a few feet as Chase Henson not even making a lunge at that one with the bases empty. Ball 1 to the number 8 hitter, Riley Vadas.
And this is what Jefferson can do with this lineup. 8 guys to the plate, 5 runs in. You fall behind 2-0, and you're never out of a game.
At 1-0 bounces into Chase Henson. And you wonder after this first inning what the leash looks like for Josenhans. And for Jordan Biggs on the other side, I'm guessing he wanted to get back out relatively quickly and get into a rhythm again. His first inning on the mound this year. But he's sat in the dugout for a little while now, going on 17 minutes. The 2-0 misses low and away, getting by Henson. 3-0. So for Josenhans, he's now not only missing the zone, but he's missing his catcher on a lot of these. Ready with a 3-0 out of the windup. Here's the pitch from Josenhans. There's a fastball at the feet. Ball 4.
Well, a couple of walks in this half inning, has left some pitches up and has had some balls hit pretty hard. At the same time, he's made some pretty decent pitches.
Got to bring up the number 9 batter in the order. They will at least bat through here in the bottom of the first. We'll see if they bat around. Noah Carter steps in, the DH for today's pitcher. First pitch to him. That one letter high, ball 1.
Yeah, fastball up out of the zone. Carter with a .222 average. Couple of hits in 9 at-bats. A limited number of at-bats, but remember, this is a team that, hadn't been on the field for 10 days until Saturday.
The 1-0, that one missed what looked just below the knees for ball 2.
No homers, 2 driven in, and one of the 2 hits a double for Noah Carter.
Josenhans out of the stretch, ready with that 2-0. That one, the old automatic right down the middle with the fastball, and wisely Noah Carter takes.
And he needed that strike, as he has been laboring to find that strike zone at least consistently.
Here comes that 2-1. That one upstairs, ball 3.
And you can see that frustration in the body language after that last pitch. He's fighting himself just a little bit to be able to get that pitch where he wants it to go.
Here comes that 3-1, low and inside, ball 4. So back-to-back walks with 2 outs for T.J. Josenhans, and we will now have a trip to the mound as Jefferson will bat around here in the bottom of the first. 5-2 is the lead for the Cougars. And the splash this inning, the solo shot by Kamey Gonzalez, is I'm completely in agreement with you. It looked like that was going to be a routine pop fly to left field. The way he went upstairs and got that one climbing the ladder and completely muscled that one out of the ballpark.
Well, they've hit the baseball hard. They've taken advantage of the opportunities that they have been given with the base on balls. You had the throwing error as well, or otherwise Josenhans would have a chance to be out of this half inning. And any momentum that you feel like you gained in that top of the first inning, plating those first couple of runs, very quickly vanishes when Jefferson puts 5 on the board in the bottom of the first, and that's what this experienced team is capable of doing.
Back to the top of the order, scratch out the 2 and put a 1 as Corwine steps in and takes strike 1.
I'll have to look at the Game Changer and see how they do that.
I think it's an electronic scratch off.
It is. Yeah.
Count 0-1 to Corwine as he takes that 0-1 pitch low and away. Ball one. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. The leadoff hitter and center fielder. His first at-bat was a walk. Stole the base when come around to score the first run of the game for the Cougars. Here comes that 1-1. Corwine lifts one into left field, working over onto this Drew Gilpin. He will chase it into foul territory, where it will bounce in foul territory. Strike 2.
Yeah, taking that one the other way, but had that slice to it, and it was continuing to tail away from the left fielder, so no chance for him to catch up with it, but that tail also sending it into foul territory.
Big pitch coming up for T.J. Josenhans. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. And, yeah, I can't wait to tally up the pitch count and see what he is at here. Here comes the 1-2, a breaking ball bouncing away from Chase Henson, going all the way back to the backstop. The runners on first and second will move to second and third. Badass now stands at third. Noah Carter stands at second. Count 2-2 to Peyton Corwine.
And another pitch in the dirt like that clearly gives you a chance to bring home another run.
Or 2, again with 2 outs. The crack of the bat or the ting of the bat at the high school level. Noah Carter is moving. Here comes the 2-2. That one upstairs, ball 3. No runner at first. The runners won't be on the move with the pitch. And for Corwine, he's a pitch away from getting on base, and there it is, ball 4. The 3rd straight walk with 2 outs with a home run before the 3 consecutive walks.
That's 4.
Yeah, now the base is loaded for Connor Bailey.
Yeah, 4 base on balls in this half inning. And that's been the thing between that, again, that error behind him, and you give Jefferson opportunities, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to take advantage.
Nobody warming up down the left field line as the pitch into Bailey bounces in out of the catcher of Chase Henson. Ball 1. Gets a few feet behind him, but the runners will hold. And right now for Spring Mills, the inning that just won't end. There's a strike to Connor Bailey. The now 11th batter to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and already a hit, a run scored, a run driven in, and up for a second time in this bottom of the first inning.
Time taken at the plate. It was a double into a deep left field for Connor Bailey. It would score Peyton Corwine. And for Spring Mills, you had to come into the bottom of the first with a little momentum. Hey, you got 2 in the top of the first. Let's see what we can do here. As the 1-1 pitch, a good backhanded stab by Chase Henson as that one bounced in. Ball 2. Griffin Horowitz due next. We'd be out of the inning. Take away that error for Horowitz. The sacrifice fly wouldn't have existed as a deep ball to left field for Connor Bailey, working back onto this Drew Gilpin, and he will make the catch for out number 3. 5 runs come across in the bottom of the first for Jefferson. Top of the second, Spring Mills up to bat when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Orsini's, not just an appliance store anymore. They're your one-stop resource for all home needs, whether it's custom kitchen design, countertops, or cabinets, or check out their new sleep studio with Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. For all of your outdoor living needs, Orsini's has Gladiator Garage Works, Traeger grills, barbecue accessories, barbecue rubs and sauces, and every flavor wood pellets. Visit their brand new 8,200 square foot showroom at 360 Hack Wilson Way, 304-267-7251, Orsinis.com.
Welcome back into Sager Field. 2 runs in the top of the first inning for Spring Mills, but Jefferson coming back with vengeance in the bottom of the first. They plated 5 themselves, and right now it is a 5-2 lead for the Jefferson Cougars. And right now a battle of which pitcher can get in the groove first. For Jordan Biggs in the first inning, a couple of runs on 3 hits. was able to get a strikeout and a walk. And for TJ Josenhans, a equally tough bottom of the first inning. So which pitcher will get in the groove first?
Well, Biggs being staked to this lead, already having been out there. Got to feel like he's going to be able to come back now, maybe pitch a little more freely, a little more loose, if you will, with those runs on the board.
Leading off is Chase Henson. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 for Spring Mills in the top of inning number 2. Henson got home and then back to Caden Compton at the top of the order. The 3 due up for the Cardinals. Jordan Biggs back out for his second inning of work. Here's the first pitch to Henson. That is a call. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
Henson hitting 150 so far on the season. 3 hits, 20 at-bats, no homers, and 1 driven in.
Out of the windup, pretty much center of the rubber for Biggs. Here comes that 0-1. That one bounces about 2 feet before the plate and over the catcher, Ollinger. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
3 walks added in there, gives him a .280 on-base percentage. Also has struck out 9 times.
Here comes the 1-1. A fastball lifted out of play over top of the hitting facility down the right field line. Strike 2.
Pitch up still, just a little bit. Biggs had trouble with that pitch up, not getting on top of the baseball, not getting it down in that first inning.
Here comes the 1-2, a breaking ball, and that one certainly didn't break as Ollinger just pops up and catches that one about chest high. Count even 2-2.
Slight movement on it, but you can also see the spin.
Yeah. Got to come down with authority on those curveballs. Break-even pitch on the 2-2. That fastball just off the plate, ball 3. That one too close if you're Henson to take.
And a good frame as well, but didn't quite get it.
Count runs full. Just 19 pitches for Jordan Biggs in that first inning. So, though 2 runs crossed, still an efficient inning. The 3-2, that one misses with the fastball outside, and Chase Henson has a leadoff walk in the top of the second.
Yeah, that time got the elevation where he wanted it, just about knee high, but couldn't hit that outside edge as it tailed off the corner.
We have a courtesy runner for the starting catcher at first base. Looking for a number on the powder blue uniforms over there.
It's kind of hidden under the bat with the Cardinals on it on the front of that jersey, especially when he bends down.
We do know the batter is Carson. Got home. First pitch to him, line to second base, and making the snag at second is Riley Badotz, and he will double up the courtesy runner at first base for a double play, a line-out, throw-out, double play, 2 down in the top of the second.
Yeah, nice play at second base to range slightly to the right and then leap up in the air and be able to bring that one in. That's a number 16 who was our courtesy runner at first base.
Looking on the lineup. I believe that's a Dalton
Rollison.
Yeah, Rollison's the courtesy runner. So 2 down, back to the top of the order as Caden Compton steps in.
Compton a .276 batting average, 8 hits, 29 at-bats. No home runs, 2 driven in.
First pitch to him was a strike. That second one misses about neck high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Again, that breaking pitch started high. The intention, it'll snap down through the zone, but just didn't get enough break.
Biggs ready with that 1-1. This one a ground ball to Horowitz at third base. He's up with it, fires across the diamond. A good stretch by Zach Rose, and an unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but a 1-2-3 inning nonetheless. Bottom of the second, when we come back, it's Jefferson 5, Spring Mills 2.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
I don't know.
A correction on defense that last half inning. It was Isaiah Morris making that play at third base, and it looks like he's going to bat for Griffin Horowitz as well.
On a chance for Coach Lowry to get some different players involved after a good start in that first inning. We'll have to check and see. Don't know that there's any issue as far as injury or anything to Horowitz, but Morris making that nice defensive play and now gets a chance to start off this half inning. Remember the last time we saw Morris doing the Jefferson game, he took a ball that ended up taking him out of the game.
Yeah, I believe it cut him right on the cheek, right?
Yeah.
So the righty steps in. It'll be 3-4-5 due up. That's now Morris, Ollinger, and Rose. First pitch to Morris is a called strike.
He's got 4 hits in 13 at-bats. That's a .308 average. Has a home run and 6 driven in.
Ready with that 0-1. That one out of the reach of a leaping Chase Henson. Ball 1.
Well, and you see through those first 2 pitches, nothing changing at this point for Josenhans, who in that first inning, as we said, kind of missed all over. Still inconsistent in that delivery and release point.
At 1-1 inside from our angle, I couldn't tell whether that went behind.
It did.
It did, okay. I was going to say with the umpire, the catcher, and the batter, it's hard to tell from where I'm sitting compared to you if that went behind him. It did. Count 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, Morris kind of froze, made sure it didn't hit him.
That 2-1 ripped foul, hitting the fence down the left field line. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes, the number 3 hitter in the order.
Such a hard one not to get hit by because your initial instinct, is you step back, and then that pitch is coming inside at you.
You're used to bailing out. You're not used to leaning forward.
Yeah.
Ball high and inside. Count full, 3-2.
And again, high and tight. Josenhans struggling to get on top of those pitches and get them down in the zone.
This 3-2 lifted into shallow right field. Moving in on it is Herndon, and he will make the catch for out number 1.
Morris a little frustrated as he threw the bat over towards the dugout heading down that first base line. Just missed being able to really make solid contact on that pitch.
We'll bring up Reagan Ollinger, a 2 RBI single rather, in the first inning. Played at 2 of the 5 that would come across a score for the Cougars. He steps in. No pitch as Ollinger had not established that he was in the box yet.
Hey, you mentioned a quick pitch back in that first inning. Josenhans working
as Ollinger rips one to deep left field. We'll see if it stays fair. It does not, but certainly had a home run distance written all over it. It was just a matter of fair foul. It goes to the left of that foul pole and did just hit at the base of the fence.
Yeah, just 10 feet or so into foul territory down by that 312 sign down the line.
That is a long, about 308-foot strike 1.
Yeah, just a little out in front of that one.
And Josenhans certainly is speeding up what he wants to do on the mound. Ollinger steps in, count 0-1 to the catcher. That one high as Ollinger ducks to avoid getting that one in the ear hole. Count now 1-1.
Josenhans kind of has a little hitch there in that release. As
a little hitch in the giddy-up?
He kind of pauses, and then it's a very quick forward arm motion.
That one on the ground ball to third base. Shives up with it, fires across the diamond inside, but a good place by Renner over at first base with the stretch down the line. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning.
So there you go. Maybe both pitchers going to settle in a little bit after a tough first inning in which Biggs gave up a pair and Josenhans gave up 5.
The lefty Zach Rose steps in. Inside of that left-hand batter's box. Again, that front foot just a bit inside the back foot. First pitch to him, high and outside, ball 1. Infield normal depth, 4 rows with 2 outs. Outfield shading, at least the right fielder. Herndon shading a bit to the right for the left-handed batter. That 1-0 misses low and away, ball 2.
Once again, falling behind hitters. Not a place you want to be facing this Jefferson lineup when you've got to put one down the heart of the plate.
Here comes that 2-0. Low inside, does apparently catch the corner. Strike 1. Couple of gasps by the Jefferson faithful to our right, as we sit in pretty much neutral territory, although I do believe shaded a bit to the Cougar side. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Rose, high and outside, ball 3.
And again, Josen Hans missing high, missing low, missing outside, just catching that inside corner on that prior pitch.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. This one, a big cut taken by Rose, but lifted out of play, back over towards the cars. Didn't hear any glass shatter. So windshield lives to see another day. Count full, 3-2.
But a hood may have a new dent.
And dents are fine.
Yeah.
Those are easy to repair. Get the plunger out, get the heat gun out. You don't want to replace a windshield. Time taken at the plate.
No, I hear you. I replaced a sunroof here at Saker Field back in the day. Right over top of the press box and straight down through the sunroof. Did get a baseball out of it. No one decided to get it out of my vehicle.
Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2, a fastball swing, and I was waiting to see if it was deflected, but just a swing and a miss, and Zach Rose goes down swinging for the second time in this one. 1-2-3 inning for TJ Josenhaus. We'll go to the top of the third. When we come back, the score still Jefferson 5, Spring Mills 2.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
Welcome back into the campus of Jefferson High School. We're at Sager Field in Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia. The weather is holding out at the moment, and looking back to where the storms have been coming from, still looks promising behind us. Again, knocking on wood here at the ballpark, but still looking promising as it is a gorgeous night. The wind has died down. There's you look at the American flag in center field, and that thing doesn't have an ounce of breeze blowing through it right now. The sun has been out. It is absolutely gorgeous and not what we were expecting here. Jefferson, the 5-2 lead as we go to the top of the third. It'll be Drew Gilpin leading off the 2-3-4 due up for the Cardinals. First pitch from Biggs misses low and away, ball 1. Gilpin a strikeout victim, his first time up in the first inning.
Yeah, we actually had light showers as we were getting things set up and watching the skies wandering.
Here comes the 1-0, a foul ball. That one sent back to the backstop. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, barely ticked off the end of the bats. Getting past the catcher and umpire and rolling through to the backstop.
No shock to our right is Berkeley Post 14 manager Trip Tobin doing some scouting for the summer. I think he just follows wherever our cars go. The 1-1 or the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Now the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There you go. Last couple of pitches there for Biggs. Very good location and down. So it looks like he's getting on top of that ball a little bit more, getting it down after missing up or having a few over the plate up that were hitting that first inning.
1-2, a breaking ball, and that's the best breaking ball we have seen from him yet today. A strikeout, and that is the second strikeout on the day for Biggs. 1 down, so that'll bring up Tyler Gilpin.
I am taking a look. A 4-2. Daquan Shipe seems to be loosening in the bullpen. I don't think anybody else is down there, but there is a pitcher throwing right now for Jefferson.
Out of the windup, here's the first pitch to Tyler Gilpin. Off the end of the bat, fouled over towards the first base dugout belonging to Jefferson. Strike one. Gilpin a double to right field, his first time up.
His 6th double of the season.
Yes, and Griffin Horowitz on a bit of a jog out to get that one. A high ball high and inside, a backhanded stab by Isaiah Morris. He can't get it. It goes into foul territory, but it'll be, I would have to put that as an E5. That one not hit sharp enough that I think that's an infield single on a sharply hit baseball.
Going to be a long throw from that spot for sure, but yeah, it's a play that you would certainly like to see your third baseman make. As he reached out to backhand that one, he simply reached a tad too far, and instead of getting it in the webbing of the glove, it hit off the heel of the glove up by his wrist.
Check back over to first base. Back in safely on the dive. And thank you, Ben Copenhaver. We've been calling the number 9 batter in the order, Carson Godholm. Apparently it's Gotham, like the city, Batman. So thank you, Ben. Here comes the first pitch to Chase Renner. That one gets away from Reagan Allinger, keeps Tyler Gilpin at first base.
Or like the Batman, should we say thank you, Ben? Sorry, I had to do it.
Remain calm, citizens.
I had to try.
Count 1-0 to Renner. Runner at first. Gilpin gets his lead. A breaking ball. That one misses above the letters. Ball 2. Biggs now out of the stretch with a runner on first base. Gilpin not a big lead at first at all. Count 2-0 to the batter Renner. Here comes that 2-0. Low and inside. Ball 3.
Oh, just about the time you thought maybe Biggs was getting that feel on the mound. He goes back to that inconsistency as well. We've seen both pitchers kind of battling that throughout the early going of this one.
Yeah, man, spoke a batter too soon. Ready with the 3-0. Gilpin is on the move on the pitch. Won't matter as the 3-0 misses high and inside to Renner. Ball 4.
Yeah, well, there was no chance to throw him out, even if that would not have been ball 4. He got a great jump. He was probably, 3 steps in before Biggs ever let go of the baseball, and you got to imagine we're going to see a pitching change here.
I would imagine is coming in now is the man that was warming up in the bullpen. That is Daquan Shipe. We take a break back to the studio at 60 seconds while Shipe gets in his warm-up pitches in the top of inning number 3. It is Jefferson 5, Spring Mills 2.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back into Sager Field. Daquan Shipe getting in the last of his warm-up pitches. Still a couple to go for Jordan Biggs. He went 2 1/3, giving up 3 hits, 2 runners still on that are his responsibility. Struck out 2 and walked 3.
And again, what we would have is his first time on the mound when you look at the statistics so far for Jefferson. Meanwhile, for Shipe coming in, he's had 1 start. This becomes his 4th overall appearance. And, Matt, he has been solid. An ERA of 0 through 7 innings, no runs allowed on 3 hits with 7 strikeouts and just 1 base on balls. He is a young man that has come in throwing strikes.
Brings up Chase Herndon. An RBI single his first at-bat. Here's the first pitch from Shipe. That one just below the knees. Ball one. Herndon, the lefty, that slightly open stance. 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Here comes the 1-0. That fastball off the plate, ball 2.
Some good zip on that fastball, kind of tailed away from the left-hand batter, ultimately ended up outside. Tough spot to come in with runners at first and second and just 1 away.
Shipe checks back at second, now delivers on the 2-0. That one does catch the outer edge of the plate, about knee-high. Strike 1. Runners get their lead off first and second. It's Renner at first, Gilpin at second. Here comes that 2-1 pitch, fouled off into the netting just to our left. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now to the hitter.
A good location there. He worked the outside corner of the prior pitch. That one came up and in just a little bit. Will he go back to that outer edge? Let's wait and see.
Shipe looks in. Now comes set. That front foot more towards first than the back foot, the 2-2. This one a ground ball to the right side, moving over on his Vadas. He will be up with it. Only 1 play to make. It's over to first. The runners will advance to second and third. Now 2 down here in the bottom or the top of the third.
Yeah, very nice play. Remember earlier we saw him bobble one, but stayed patient, was able to pick it up and still get the out at first. And in this situation, that was one fluid motion, getting over there to his left, fielding, popping up and throwing all at the same time. And that was going to be a much closer play at first if he had to try to settle and then make a throw.
Braden Shives, now the batter. He's third baseman for Spring Mills. 2 runners in scoring position. That breaking ball missed up on the attempted frame by Hollinger. But just a little too much movement there on the frame. Count 1-0 to Shives. Here comes that 1-0. A swing and a miss. Good hearty fastball. And a good cut by Shives. Just not able to catch up. Count 1 ball, 1 strike.
See if Spring Mills can come up with that clutch 2-out hit.
Here comes the 1-1 from Shipe. This one high inside. Shives able to just lean out of the way. Wasn't even really able to back out of the way. Just pulled that back close to the body and leaned back.
Big opportunity for Spring Mills. Base hit here really changes the complexion of this one, going from 5-2 to potentially 5-4.
Here comes that 2-1. A fastball, and once again blew it right by Shives. 2-2. I would imagine that Shives going to come right back with that fastball, as Shives hasn't been able to catch up yet. Shives did walk on 4 pitches in the first, so didn't have to take a cut that first at-bat. Here comes the 2-2. A fastball, and blew it right by him. 1 strikeout in the inning for Daquan Shipe in his first inning in relief. No runs come across, but 2 left in scoring position for Spring Mills. Bottom of the third, when we come back, it's Jefferson 5, Spring Mills 2.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
And then he controls which shot is actually on the screen.
Bottom of the third, due up is Finn Horowitz, Kamian Gonzalez, and Riley Vadas. That is 6, 7, 8 in the order. Jefferson's lead 5-2, and all 7 of those combined runs coming in the first inning. It was 2 in the top of the first for Spring Mills. That coming off of a RBI from Chase Renner on a ground ball, and then an RBI single for Chase Herndon. That scored Caden Compton the first run, and Tyler Gilpin would come around to score the second. And then the long bottom of the first inning, 5 runs plated for Jefferson, and really capped that inning was the solo shot by Cayman Gonzalez over the left field wall.
Long, 22.5 minutes for that bottom of the first inning?
It was 22.5. We start our stopwatch for our breaks as the commercial break starts that we call for. And when we look to go to the next commercial break, it was 23 minutes and give or take about 30 seconds. So it was a 22-minute bottom of the first inning. Time taken at the plate as Horowitz steps out. Bit of a smirk on that face, and now we'll step back in as he's ready to go. The right fielder, I believe that one went behind him as well. So Josenhans is now thrown behind. 2 hitters, ball 1.
He's got a smile on his face because he got out of the way of that one.
Yeah. And again, kind of leaning towards the plate, which is not the normal thing you do in the game of baseball. Josenhans misses this one high, and Chase Henson not even putting a glove up. He just turned around and waited for that one to ricochet back off the backstop.
It's got to be tough as a hitter when you stand in there and see 2 pitches like that. Wondering where that next one might be.
2 games over the next 3 days for Spring Mills as that one does get Finn Horowitz, and he will make his way to first base on the sprint. I didn't have the stopwatch going for that one, just trying to avoid the pain from getting hit on the sprint to first base. So a leadoff runner on for the second time in 3 trips to the plate for Jefferson on the hit by pitch.
First hit by pitch in this one, but that's the 8th now for Josenhans on this season.
Tomorrow a home game right now against Berkeley Springs for Spring Mills. As the pitch into Cayman Gonzalez, a called strike 1. Then they have Thursday off, and then a EPAC matchup, one we will have at home against Hedgesville on Friday. So wonder how much they're saving pitching for the rest of the week with what was a 2-game affair on Saturday. Moving towards second base on the pitch is Finn Horowitz, but that one bounced foul down the third base line. Count 0-2 now to Gonzalez.
Yeah, a little hit and run action there. Which may be a bit of a shame because I think the runner at first, Horowitz, really had a good jump.
Got a good lead again over at first. You'd imagine the Josenhans probably going to throw back over, and right on cue he does. A head first dive back for Horowitz, in with ease. Gonzalez, again, that big home run back in the first. A solo shot. Again on the move is Horowitz, and once again lifted into left field. This time not as deep, as Drew Gilpin really doesn't move a whole lot. A couple of steps to the left, then back to the right, as he will retire the first batter of the inning, Cayman Gonzalez. Or the second batter of the inning, rather, as Horowitz will have to retreat back to first.
And Finn Horowitz is getting in his sprints in this half inning. He got hit by the pitch and sprinted to first base. Then on a hit and run, he is often sprinting towards second, had to come back. And that go around, he was off again and made, one stride around second as that ball was caught, and then had to turn and sprint right back to first.
First pitch to... Looking for a number. It is Riley Vadas. Just making sure it was a 5. Saw a switch earlier we didn't quite notice at third base, so I want to make sure we got the right order here. Vadas takes one high inside, ball 1. Here comes that 1-0. Horowitz again on the move to second base. On the feet first slide, he is in with the stolen base. Now runner in scoring position for Vadas.
Finally, he gets to second base.
Sure, he's popping up going, all right, can I stay here now?
No, because if Vadas can put one in play, you got to imagine if it gets into the outfield somewhere, you're going to try to send him. He's getting his sprints in.
It was a called strike at the plate. Here comes the 1-1. That a called strike 2 at the knees.
There you go. Good pitch by Josenhans.
Had Josenhans at 64 pitches coming into this inning. This will be pitch number 10, so now up to 74 on the pitch here. Horowitz gets his lead off second. Vadas one into center field. It is Tyler Gilpin moving to his left, tagging up his Horowitz. He will take a few steps off second base, then retreat back to the bag, 2 down on the fly out to center field.
Yeah, nice play out in center, ranging just a bit to his left. Gilpin able to pull that one in. He's got a good arm. You weren't going to try to go to third, but just make him make the throw. You never know. Might throw it away.
The DH, Noah Carter, steps in, number 9 batter in the order. A true DH hitting for the pitcher as he rips one into left field over the head of Shives, rounding third, and coming home will be Finn Horowitz, and he is in, beating the throw that was cut off at third base, and it's a 2-out RBI single for Noah Carter in the number 9 spot in the order, and Jefferson's lead 6-2.
There you go, picks up RBI number 3 on the season. Turned on that fastball and lined it over the head of the third baseman. And again, no hesitation. You're sending him. You're going to make the left fielder make that throw to try to get that out at the plate.
Back to the top of the order, Peyton Corwine. Corwine been on both times, but still 0 for 0 on the day, 2 walks. Takes the first pitch, high and outside, ball 1.
Now, young Horowitz, catch your breath.
Yes. Get a drink. You've earned one. Here comes the 1-0. This one a foul ball, ricocheting off of what looked like the catcher's mask. Getting back to the net to our left. Strike 1. Chase Henson quickly back down into his catcher position, down into the squat, and he's ready to go. Usually see the home plate umpire maybe walk that one halfway out, but Henson ready to go. A fire back down to first on the ball that missed outside, brought Henson up. Tried to throw back behind the runner Noah Carter at first, no dice. Count 2-1 to the batter, Peyton Corwine.
Yeah, that pitch up and away, and Henson went out to get it, kind of bounced in and out of his mitt. Made for a little bigger secondary lead for Carter. Threw behind him but couldn't get him.
Josen Hans looks in. Seen Corwine do that a couple of times now. He's not real pleased with the pace of what Josen Hans is doing on the mound. Steps out, now back in. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one a called strike to the knees. Count 2-2. See if Corwine can protect here or live to see another pitch as he does choke up on the bat with 2 strikes. Trying to find some outfield grass. Deuces are wild. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs, a swing and a miss, and Corwine goes down on strikes. 1 run does come across the score in the bottom of the third for Jefferson. Top of the fourth. When we come back, it is the Cougars leading the Cardinals 6-2.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We get a re-entry at third base defensively, and I would assume that would also mean the batting order is Colin Horowitz there. Now at the hot corner where he started this game, back in what will be his first full inning of relief, assuming he gets a out, is Daquan Shipe. Shipe faced 2 batters, retired them both in the top of the third inning, a ground out to second base, and then a strikeout in the 10 pitches he threw. It'll be 7-8-9 as Memphis Elliott will lead it off for Spring Mills, and Chase Henson and Carson Gotham. I believe that Carson had a brother who we called got home for 1 or 2 years as well, so now I feel bad.
Our apologies.
Yeah. Thanks, Ben Copenhaver again, former assistant principal at Spring Mills. Shipe looks in. The righty Memphis Elliott stands in. First pitch to him, a fastball inside, ball 1.
And we may have had a rain out between Musselman and Washington. They were supposed to play down at Washington, and we had all the rain that moved through earlier. Seemed to be in the Charlestown area, but not quite here at Shenandoah Junction.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and so far, Spring Mills has not had an answer for the fastball of Daquan Shipe. everybody behind when Shipe rears back with that fastball. Here's another one now. A timely hit, a ground ball on the bounce to Camion Gonzalez. Fires over to first. Rose hauls it in for out number one. That was a good play by Camion Gonzalez. Moving to his left on the hop. Gloved it, turned immediately, threw over with accuracy. One down.
Yeah, showed very good range and the beneficiary of that waist-high hop so that he could field it without necessarily having to bend it down. And then, as you said, turn the body and still make a strong, accurate throw.
Hey, those hops are only as good as your field maintenance crew. Chase Henson now stands in, the starting catcher for Spring Mills. A breaking ball. He lifts down the right field line. Not sure if it's going to get out of play. It will. Foul ball.
I'm reminded of Vic Holmes telling the story of getting an opportunity back in his high school playing days to be a part of like an all-star team that played at Municipal Stadium before a Baltimore Orioles game, and being out there on that field and kind of shying away from a bounce during some of the warm-ups, and one of the Orioles infielders telling him, hey, kid, you'll get true hops up here. It's not like your high school field.
That 0-1 pitch above the letters to Chase Henson, ball one. Yeah, I can only imagine not having to worry about those hops and divots in the infield. The 1-1 pitch inside and below the knees for ball two.
And then Kenny Stollifer, who I was in school with back in the day, talks about Coach Holmes having the guys walk through the infield, and before practice would start, every day before practice, you had to pick up so many stones and throw them out.
Here comes a 2-1, driven the opposite way, foul down the first base line. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. The number 8 batter in the order, Chase Henson.
You know how rain and the wear and tear of running on the base paths will bring those little rocks up to the surface.
See, we had the fun in high school of our outfield, depending on the weather, was used for soccer practice or games, and it's not like any chunks get taken out of a soccer field at all. Here comes that 2-2. This one a ground ball again to the shortstop, Camion Gonzalez. Going to make this throw on the run. It's got to be a good stretch. It is by Zach Rose over at first. They get Chase Henson by a step. We know Henson, the running back on the football team this past fall, so he's got some speed out of the box, and it needed to be a good stretch by Rose at first, and it was.
Yeah, he is an excellent defensive first baseman. When a ball comes his way, whether a ground ball staying in front of him, making plays, or as you saw there, that ability to stretch, the ability to scoop on a throw that might be in the dirt. Talking about some good high school defense on this infield.
Brings up the number 9 hitter, today's DH, Carson Gotham. The lefty takes ball one. Looked like it had a little bit of movement on it late. Missing inside. Shipe looks in as we get a little bit of cheers from the softball field behind us. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the edge of the plate, strike one.
Yeah, same 2 teams, right?
Yep, Spring Mills and Jefferson.
Is that doubleheader action on the softball field?
No, single header.
Okay.
Yep. Here comes the 1-1. And that one, pretty similar location. Just catching the edge of the plate, strike two.
I love the smile on Shipe's face after that last pitch.
Still hadn't gone away.
No, not at all.
Here comes the 1-2. A fastball deflected and held onto by Reagan Eilinger. And the second strikeout of the day for Daquan Shipe. We'll go to the the bottom of inning number 4 when we come back. The score, Jefferson 6, Spring Mills 2.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
TJ Josenhans back out for his 4th inning of work. I would have him at unofficially 80 pitches before he throws one in this inning through just 3. And again, you got to think at this rate, not that he's done, he's certainly settled down since that first inning, but I would imagine this is a guy that you're not anticipating pitching before the end of the week, so you want to get as much out of him as you can. Right now, Spring Mill's still in the baseball game, 6-2 as we go to the bottom of inning number 4.
Oh yeah, and you say he's settled down, and he has to an extent, as far as he got out of that second inning. Even though he had given up a base on balls without any damage, but he's still facing a number of batters and going deep into those counts. So a lot of pitches as he's just been inconsistent being able to find that strike zone.
Connor Bailey steps in, takes strike 1. That one inside. Bailey so far on this one, a RBI double. Also flew out to right field. Here comes that 0-1, low and away, ball 1.
Most other action getting underway within about the last 16 minutes or so nothing really to report. Hedgesville is scheduled to be at Frankfort tonight, Martinsburg at Berkeley Springs.
We assume all those games going off without a hitch, but really not a whole lot of rain here in Shenandoah Junction, so able to get this one in as that one bounces in and hits square off the face mask of Chase Henson. Seems to be good as our umpire is going to check the baseballs. That one I think ricocheted straight off the plate right into the mask, so not even the dirt to slow that one down a bit. Count now 2 balls, 1 strike to Bailey.
It's hard to imagine the damage that could have done as opposed to an aluminum bat smacking a ball deep into the outfield.
This one ripped into left field for a single by Connor Bailey, and a leadoff base runner following the single by the number 2 batter in the order.
Yeah, again, pitch up just a little bit. He was able to turn, get the barrel on it, and rip it past the third baseman.
Brings back up Griffin Horowitz, who did re-enter last inning defensively. We assumed he would re-enter in the order as well. He is. Big 15 standing in that right-hand batter's box. Isaiah Morris flew out to right field. His last at bat is a sharply hit ball to third base, and I'm not sure that one ever hit the dirt. It did. A great play by Braden Shives, grabbing that one just before it hit the dirt at third base. On the move from first base was Connor Bailey. He is thrown out, and not much he can do about that one as a base runner. A great play at the hot corner by Braden Shives.
Yeah, protecting his lower leg right there because that was hit right at him, and he's able to drop that left hand down and catch that one on the fly and then throw across the diamond for the line him out, throw him out double play.
Seen a couple of those today, one for each side. Brings up Reagan Ollinger. First pitch to him. Misses for ball 1. Missed low and away. 2 down now in the inning. And could it be a unconventional 1-2-3 inning for Josen Hans as the 1-0 misses? And a little more inside. Ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Does catch the outside corner, strike 1. That's a good pitch, good location for Josen Hans.
Yeah, again, he's shown he can hit those spots, but just not consistently.
He's now ready for the 2-1. Here is the delivery. This one lifted into left field as Ollinger went down and got that one, really golfed that one into left field, and a 2-out base runner.
There you go. Not a bad pitch. That time you tip your cap to the batter, as you said. Ollinger goes down and gets it, and lifts a solid line drive. I wouldn't call it a looping liner, but it did have that little lift over the infield and then drop out into left field.
Zach Rose steps in.
So our plate umpire letting the Jefferson dugout know not to be calling balls and strikes. I'll handle that job.
Yeah, everybody's got a job on the field as Rose lifts one deep to center field, moving back onto this Tyler Gilpin. He'll now move to his right and make the catch for out number 3. Rose put a bit of a charge in it, but not quite enough to the deepest part of the ballpark. 4 batters come to the plate. No runs come across, no left in scoring position. We'll go to the top of inning number 5 when we come back. It is Jefferson 6, Spring Mills 2.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com. Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back into Sager Field. Some questioning of some pitching form by one of the assistant coaches for Jefferson.
Yeah, first base coach J.P. Jones coming down and having a little animated argument with our plate umpire there as we were going into the break. I think he wanted a balk call for not coming fully set as Josenhans again with that kind of quick pitch, on that ball that ultimately ended up being the final out of the inning, that fly ball deep to center field. And Jones is saying that should have been a balk. That should have been no pitch. And the runner awarded second base, who was at first.
Daquan Shipe back out for what will be his third inning he has been in today. Came in relief back in the third with one down, got 2 outs in the third, full fourth inning, and back to the top of the order for Spring Mills. It'll be 1-2-3-2 up. Compton, Gilpin, and Gilpin. That's Drew and Tyler.
Yet to give up a run so far this season. Remember, as he came in, we talked about 7 innings that he had worked without giving up a run, and he really has looked good on the hill and just having fun.
Yeah, you can see that as he got the strikeout to end the fourth inning with a smile on his face that lasted the entire pitch. First pitch to Caden Compton. He chased it up the ladder a bit, but another good fastball with a lot of zip on it. And Spring Mills has had trouble keeping up with the speed of Shipe. Here comes that 0-1 lifted out of play back behind the press box. Now 0-2.
Oh, this one kind of playing out a little bit like Saturday's game against Southern, in that Jefferson gave up those couple of runs in that top of the first, but goose eggs ever since.
Here comes the 0-2, the fastball low and away. And you got to specify, it's Southern Garrett. There's only one Southern high school in the state of Maryland, and that's in Harwood, Maryland. Southern Garrett.
Southern Garrett.
Same colors, too. Here comes the 1-2. This one lifted back and out of play as well. Back towards the cars. Again, didn't hear any glass shatter.
I know your Southern high school is the Bulldogs.
DAWGS.
But Southern Garrett, you know what they are?
I couldn't tell you what their mascot. We never played them in anything because it was a 4-hour trip. Here comes the 1-2. That one outside. A lot of movement on it. Count now 2-2.
It's the wonderful makeup of the state of Maryland that go from the beach to the mountains.
I was going to say mountains to city to beach, all within a 4.5-hour ride. Welcome to the Old Line State. We're open for business. Ready with the 2-2 pitch. This one ripped foul. Watch yourself down there, Coach. Coach Barrett.
Yeah,
he's got the sun right in his eyes right now. He probably didn't see that one until it was right on top of him.
Yeah, as the sun sets, we're starting to see those shadows from the batting cage and so forth from the first base side headed out towards left.
Again with the 2-2. That breaking ball is going to hit Compton, and he'll be awarded first base.
And Shipe kind of spinning around on the front slope of the mound like, oh, no, that one got away from him. Talking briefly with Ollinger as he takes the baseball and now goes back to work.
And you never want to give somebody a free base, but a good at-bat as that was the 7th pitch of the at-bat and a 2-2 count. And that's just a tough one to let get away. Brings up Drew Gilpin as he lifts that one into the netting to our right. Strike one. Compton not an overly big lead on that first pitch from first base. And I'll get out just to about the edge of that cut out at first. Here comes the 0-1, a called strike 2 at the plate as Ollinger quickly pops up. I'm not sure whether he was thinking throw behind or whether Compton may be on the move. Either way, he popped up very quickly, almost didn't let the ball get to his mitt. Count 0-2 to Drew Gilpin. Out of the stretch, here is Shipe, ready with the 0-2. That fastball low, ball 1.
Yeah, not a huge lead at first.
Usually a leadoff hitter tends to have some speed.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if there's some secret speed over there. And another good fastball that Spring Mills just can't catch up with. Gilpin goes down on strikes for the third time today. Now 1 down in the inning.
Shipe's been very good since coming in, throwing strikes, getting ahead of hitters, and then, as you said, able to use that fastball to get outs.
Brings up Tyler Gilpin. I would imagine is a brother relationship as Gilpin sends one, a slow roller coming off the mound is Shipe, able to make a good play, really falling towards third base, throws it over to first, gets stretched by Zach Rose, 2 down. Gilpin's put out, goes 1-3.
With the batter cutting across and where the catcher and umpire are located, I'm not sure if you could see, but he fielded that one barehanded, didn't use the glove at all, went over and scooped that one up on a little bit of a bounce right off the top of the grass, and then, as you said, kind of falling away, made a nice throw to first.
Compton did move to second on the swinging bunt. Brings up Chase Renner. Renner takes strike 1 on the inside part of the plate.
And another opportunity for Spring Mills. They've had some guys in scoring position, second and third in their last at bat, unable to get runs in.
This one, a chopper to the left side, a diving play by Horowitz, is able to get to his feet, fires across the diamond. Is Rose keep his foot on? He did. What a stretch by Zach Rose at first base, and what a play by Cullen Horowitz at third. Diving to his left, is able to get to his feet, a big frame to get to his feet, fires over to first, and I'm not sure how Rose was able to keep his foot on the bag, but a great play for out number 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did initially. I think he may have caught it and still been able to slide that foot back just a little bit. Great play on both ends.
Yeah, great play to end the inning. A runner stranded in scoring position for Spring Mills. Bottom of the 5th when we come back. 6-2, Jefferson leads Spring Mills.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome back into Sager Field. 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Jefferson leading at home. And it is TJ Josenhans back out on the mound. I would have him at roughly 90 pitches going into this half inning. Leading off for Jefferson, Finn Horowitz. He's in the number 6 spot in the order. First pitch swing. He lifts this one foul and out of play behind us. Strike 1. That one may have hit a car. I did hear a thud as that one came down. I know that's not near where mine was. That's all that matters. This one lifted again into foul territory, if I can get that one out. This one more down the left field line. Strike 2. And based on the reaction, pretty sure that made solid contact with the car down the left field line.
Yeah, when you hear the O from spectators and I think even from the dugout.
0-2 now the count to Finn Horowitz. He was hit by a pitch his last at-bat and a sacrifice fly in the first inning. This one high inside. You heard a noise that was popping in and out of the glove of Chase Henson, not hitting Horowitz. Ball 1.
He's able to smile about it because it didn't hit him. And remember last time he was on, All he was doing was running sprints. He sprinted to first, sprinted to second about 3 different times on a hit-and-run foul ball, and then a deep fly ball where he had to turn and go back. Eventually ended up coming around and scoring.
Joseph Hans with the 1-2 delivery, low inside, ball 2. Finn Horowitz steps back in, at front foot, shaded out towards third base. Comes in on the delivery as that one missed very high. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Joseph Hans has some good stuff. I know I've said it a bunch in this one, but the key will be for him to develop that consistency.
Here comes that 3-2 lifted again out of play down the left field line over into the parking lot. Let's do the 3-2 all over again.
I mean, if he can more consistently find that strike zone and get those pitches where he wants them to be, he's going to have a lot more success getting guys out, being able to go deep into games without as many pitches.
The payoff pitch, a breaking ball, chased upstairs. This one going deep down the left field line and foul, but I believe hitting off the top of the fence on its way out.
Home run distance.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure. If he hits that one just 8-10 feet to his right, that one's out of the ballpark.
Pulling out his inner Camion Gonzalez. Because that pitch was up just like Gonzalez' home run back in that 5-run first. He went up and got it.
Ready again for the 3-2. Joseph Hans looks in and a time called at the plate.
Yeah, he shook off at least 2 calls from his catcher, Henson. That was enough time for Finn. He says, I'm stepping out.
Ready with the 3-2. This one lifted foul, going the other side of the field. This one down the first base line. Good at-bat for Finn Horowitz. I would have this as the, let's go, 3, 6, 9th pitch of the at-bat.
And you can see the quick hands there as that pitch outer part of the plate kind of at the last second, realizing where that location is and going, I got to protect, able to get the hands around and fight it off.
We understand a junior. Just a 1 more year at the high school level. Finn steps out. Now we'll come back in that right-hand batter's box. Joseph Hans waiting for him. Here comes the 3-2, a check swing. Did he go? He did not, so that is ball 4. That was a confusing play at the plate. It was a check swing. From our vantage point, wasn't sure whether he made contact with the baseball or whether it popped out of the glove of Chase Henson. And then you have a check swing on top of that. So that's a confusing play at home plate.
Well, and if you check that swing, you don't want to start sprinting towards first and give some impression, hey, okay, I probably did go around. So you're kind of holding, but at the same time, that ball's away from the catcher, chance to maybe advance. So, yeah, a lot of wait and see right there.
Check back over to first. He likes going to second base. Horowitz back in on the head first dive.
He's quick. He showed us that before.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez, home run to his credit today. Horowitz on his way to second, a called strike at the plate, a feet first dive. Did he get there? He did. Second stolen base of the day for Griffin Horowitz.
Yeah, a little bit closer that time, but still able to get that foot in on that, as you said, feet first slide.
Again, a called strike at the plate to Camion Gonzalez. Count 0-1 to him. Nobody down, a runner in scoring position for Jefferson. Here comes that 0-1, lifted into left center field, moving over onto this Tyler Gilpin to his right and makes the catch for out number 1.
Boy, did he get some air underneath of that one. Perfect vantage point from where I'm at, looking towards that light pole out in left center field, and I mean put it straight up in the air. Plenty of time to allow Gilpin to range over from center.
We will have a visit to the mound, and that may be all she wrote for T.J. Joseph Hans as he takes a few steps off the mound, although the infield not coming in. So it may just be a quick mound visit. Nobody warming up in the bullpen. And now he's going to stay out there. Haven't seen anybody warm up in the bullpen, so it'll likely be a player in the field that'll come in relief. Joseph Hans toes that pitching rubber out of the stretch. Horowitz still stands at second base. It is Riley Vadas at the plate. Here comes the first pitch. That one high inside, ball 1. Noah Carter stands in that on-deck circle to our right. Carter, an RBI single, his last at-bat. Here's the pitch to Vidaz. Chase that one upstairs. Strike one.
Well, the high, hard one, able to blow it right past him on that swing.
Yeah, tough when you're chasing high heat up the ladder. Unless you're Kamian Gonzalez earlier. Then it turns into a home run. Ready with the 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball. Good block by Henson. Gets away, and Horowitz has to freeze halfway between second and third, but is able to retreat back to second. Good heads-up base running. He watched that one down, but Henson a good job of tracking that baseball once it hit the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to the batter. Here comes that 2-1 pitch to Vidaz. This one will not be stabbed by. Henson gets away from him. He had the glove turned around to the side, but it bounced right over top of the catcher's mitt all the way back to the backstop. Now moving to third on the wild pitch is Griffin Horowitz.
On every run important right now. Down 6-2. Have left some guys on base in scoring position. You really hate to give up another run. That's a tough wild pitch to advance that runner just 90 feet away.
Here comes the 3-1 to Vidaz. That one fouled off, hitting the bricks right to our left. Felt the vibration of that one.
Which one was it, right to our left?
Right to our left. To those in the field, it's to our right, but to us, it's to our left. If there's no brick there, Donald Kinney is getting a nice bruise in the center of his back, our on-site producer today. Here comes the 3-2. This one driven into the gap in left center. That'll bounce in. A run will score. That is Horowitz coming in from third base. And a bobble out in left center field as moving to second on that air in the outfield is Vidaz.
Yeah, Drew Gilpin out in left just kind of overran that one as he was ranging over to his left. And that ball, when it took a bounce, kind of went a little bit back to the opposite side, and as he stopped and reached back, ticked off the end of the glove. So that will likely go down as that RBI base hit, but then he takes second on an error in the outfield.
Another runner in scoring position for Noah Carter. Carter drove one in his last at-bat in the third. Vidaz gets his lead off second. Here comes the first pitch to Carter, a called strike on the outside of the plate. Back to the top of the order next for Jefferson. It'll be Peyton Corwine. Carter steps back in, awaiting that 0-1 pitch. And a time called out to plate, and another pause at the plate as that pitch will not count. And Josenhans throwing his hands up going, look, he's in the batter's box. You're telling me to play ball. Why does that one not count? Now it does get to play ball. Here comes that 0-1. It gets through the legs of Chase Henson, and Vidaz going to move to third.
Yeah, pitch missing down low. Henson trying to smother, but it squirts right through.
Yeah, tough play to make, and Henson has certainly been busy behind the plate today. That is for sure. Count to Noah Carter, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down here in the inning, and a runner at third base. Here comes the 1-1, a foul ball. Once again hitting a pretty similar spot to our left on the backstop. See if Carter chokes up on the bat here with 2 strikes. Count 1-2.
And just 1 out. Another run just 90 feet away. Want to find a way to put it in play somewhere. Spring Mill's willing to give up the run. Middle infielders are back.
Josenhans ready with the 1-2 pitch. That one just a bit inside, also maybe a little high. Ball 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that one may have missed up as much as it did missing inside, but good take. Not much you're going to do with that pitch anyway.
No. Ready with the 2-2. Here's the delivery from Josenhans. This one lifted to the right side of the infield. It is Renner standing pretty much where he started. Didn't have to move a whole lot and is able to make the catch at first for out number 2 here in the bottom of inning number 5.
Yep, shot that one straight up the elevator shaft, that you might say. And again, at first, Renner just kind of camping underneath of it, waiting for it to come down.
Second mound visit of the inning, and the ball handed to head coach Bradley Barrett. A handshake, and I believe we are going to get the center fielder Tyler Gilpin coming in to pitch. While Gilpin gets in his warm-up pitches, we have an 11 going out to center field. Let's send it back to the studio, take a 1-minute timeout, and when we come back, the remainder of the bottom of the 5th. It is Jefferson 7, Spring Mills 2.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
Sager Field, Tyler Gilpin getting in his warm-up pitches. It'll be 4 2/3 on the mound for starting pitcher TJ Josenhans. Runner still at third base would be his responsibility. So far, all 7 have been to his credit. Max will be 8. There's only 1 runner on. 3 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 1 hit batter.
The official pitch total for Josenhans?
I had 90 going into the inning, so let's go 11 and 11, so that's 22. Is it somewhere around 110 to 115?
112 and 58 of those going for strikes. That is from the game changer.
My official pitch count is usually never right on the dot with what they have, but that one right there is what I had, 112.
Tyler Gilpin taking over on the mound. His 5th appearance, all in relief this season. 0-1 with a 2.47 ERA. He has worked 5 2/3 innings, allowing 4 runs, 2 earned on just 1 hit. He has struck out 13 while walking 9.
Jared Custer now in center field for Spring Mills, taking over for Gilpin. First pitch as we go back to the top of the order for Jefferson. Peyton Corwine takes it high and outside, ball 1. 2 down. Gilpin just needs to get an out here. Padas is at third base, just 90 feet away from run number 8 for Jefferson, the 1-0. At the knees for strike 1.
Yeah, strike on that inside corner. Spot where a lot of times you think that left-hander would like it, right? They tend to like that low inside pitch.
And that fastball now catching the edge of the plate, strike 2, and definitely a pickup of velocity between Josenhans and Tyler Gilpin. Gilpin looks in, ready for the 2-strike delivery, and Corwine is retired on strikes for the 2nd time today. Choked up on the bat and chased that one upstairs. 1 run comes across the score, but a runner stranded just 90 feet away left on base here in the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the top of the 6th when we come back. It's Jefferson 7, Spring Mills 2.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into Sager Field. Daquan Shipe back out for another inning in relief. Jefferson leads Spring Mills at home 7-2.
Matt, we do have a score from Berkeley Springs, where they're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Martinsburg has a 3-0 lead over the Berkeley Springs Indians. We understand Musselman at Washington may have been wiped out, as I do not find anything on the game changer for either one of those teams. We'll check in on that Hedgesville at Frankfort matchup as well, see if anything comes out of that one.
First pitch as we are at Chase Herndon in the order. The right fielder takes strike one. Shipe looks in, delivers this one. This one fouled off into the netting to our left for strike two.
And we're seeing just what we've been seeing out of Shipe, and that's getting ahead of hitters.
Here comes the 0-2. That one fouled off into the glove of Reagan Hollinger for strike three, and yet another strikeout for Daquan Shipe, who seems to be about a strikeout an inning so far this year.
That's a pretty good ratio there when you can get it, if you could take care of one out in every half inning yourself.
First pitch to Shives, inside for ball one.
Actually hit by that pitch. It did
glance. It did glance him on the way in, so a hit by pitch, and he will take first.
A glancing blow. By the way, I did just get a text message from Eric Grove. Thanks for tuning in, because he must have heard me. He said Hedgesville postponed to tomorrow night and moved to a home game.
Thank you, Coach. Memphis Elliott takes one inside, ball one.
And, Coach, looking at the forecast, we wish you well getting it in tomorrow. It's not looking great around here.
This one lifted into right center field. Moving over on it is Griffin Horowitz, and he makes the catch for out number two. Retreating back to first base is Shives.
Yeah, got that one out off the end of the bat. Took it the other way. Nice play in right.
They'll bring up Chase Henson with two down and a runner on first base, and what has been a quick inning here.
Yeah.
Check back over to first base. Standing up at first is Shives. Nothing to worry about. Shives looks in. That delivery on the 1-0. Or make that the first pitch as before a pitch was delivered. It was a check back over to first. So now the count. 1 ball's no strike. Here comes that 1-0. A swing on one that totally handcuffed Chase Henson. And he's lucky that one's not breaking a few fingers.
Yeah, that one right in on him. All you can do is kind of smile at that one.
Here comes the 1-1, a swing and a miss, strike two.
Yeah, Shipe working the lower portion of the strike zone there. Working down and in just a little bit. It's a tough pitch as well after he handcuffed him on that last one.
Here comes the 1-2 with two down. This one fouled off into the netting right above us. One, two down. Runner at first base gets his lead. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. A fastball called strike three on the outside corner, and Henson is retired on strikes. We will go to the bottom of the sixth when we come back. It is all Jefferson 7-2. Leading Spring Mills. We're back in 60 seconds.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Tyler Gilpin back in for his second inning in relief. We can officially close the book on TJ Josenhans. 4 2/3, 7 runs on 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 5, and hit 1 batter.
And 112 pitches thrown, so it was a tough night for him, battling with control throughout.
It'll be 2, 3, 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. What looks like it very well could be the last at-bat for Jefferson in this one. If things stay the way they're looking, they would not have to bat in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, Gilpin did a nice job coming in relief in that last half inning. Let's see how he fares as he faces the Jefferson lineup here in this half inning.
Connor Bailey, Colin Horowitz, and Reagan Ollinger are the 3 that are due up.
And that's kind of the heart of this order.
Not an ideal part of the order to have to see. Usually you're throwing Zach Rose in there, but today 0 for 3. Did put a little charge into his last fly out, but 2 strikeouts earlier in the game. You know he'd like to get one more at-bat and find a gap somewhere. First pitch, a called strike to Connor Bailey. And again, you definitely see the velocity change from Josenhans to Gilpin. Gilpin able to rear back a little bit more. Again, just more experience on the mound. Here comes that 0-1. Breaking ball, that one misses low, ball 1.
And a good eye at the plate. It's a close pitch, one that you're hoping maybe you get the batter to chase in that situation.
Understand Spring Mills getting the win 2-1 in 8 innings up on the softball field behind us. That 1-1 pitch inside, ball 2.
Thank you, Gene. He went up to see what was going on there, came back and let us know.
Apparently a good one.
Yeah.
And a quick one. They got an 8 innings. We're here in the 6th. That one a called strike low at inside. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, we're at an odd angle, but that certainly looked a little low and in from our vantage point. As the light's starting to take effect here at Sager Field, and what's been a beautiful night. Cannot complain once about the weather since opening pitch. Here comes the 2-2. This one driven to the shortstop. That is Compton moving to his left and making the catch to retire Connor Bailey. 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, got to get that one a little more up the middle. Plenty of time there for the shortstop to range over to his left and field that one just about head high on that line drive.
Colin Horowitz steps in. He was replaced for 2 innings in the field, 1 at-bat by Isaiah Morris. Morris flew out to right in his only at-bat. Horowitz now lifts one high into center field. Custer moving in on it. Will he get it? No, it's actually the right fielder Herndon that ends up closest to it. He doesn't get there, and that ball hits so high into the air that Horowitz able to get to second.
Yeah, and I don't understand what went on there, why the second baseman never went out to try to go get that one. If he just assumed with the huge swing that ball was going to carry further, but as high as that one was up in the air, he probably ended up being the closest one that maybe could have gotten back to that one as opposed to right fielder or center fielder coming in.
Regardless, Horowitz on second for the second time today. As the ball in the dirt from Gilpin bounces away from Chase Henson. Moving to third is Colin Horowitz and Ollinger. Now ahead in the count 1-0. And we've mentioned it throughout the broadcast, but Chase Henson certainly busy behind the plate today. Here comes that 1-0 delivery. This one, an inside-out swing over to the second baseman. Moving to his left is Memphis Elliott, and he will retire Ollinger for out number 2. Staying at third is Colin Horowitz.
And that's a good pitch from Gilpin in on the hands of the batter. He fights it off. It ends up going the other way, and a nice play by the second baseman ranging to his left to field.
Zach Rose will get one more at-bat. Talks about him hoping he might at the beginning of the half inning. 0 for 3 on the day. Drilled one hard to center field his last at-bat, just not able to find a gap. Here comes the first pitch to Rose. Takes one low and away, ball 1. Runner at third base is Colin Horowitz. So he's now reached second. There was an error in the first inning that allowed him to get to second, and then a towering, what is usually single depth to right field, got him to second just based on pure hustle. And a lot of guys may not run that one out as the 1-0 in on a called strike to Zach Rose. But Horowitz hustling down the first base line, getting all the way to second.
There it is. Set the example, right?
Yep.
The senior.
Here comes the 1-1 with 2 down to Rose. A Hardy cutting a foul ball that screamed into the net.
He has just missed a couple of pitches in this game.
Yeah, I think both strikeouts. The the one that retired, and both have been deflections into the catcher's mitt. Gilpin looks in. Horowitz 90 feet away from run number 8 for Jefferson. As Rose awaits the 1-2. 2 down, and they called time at the plate by our hitter, Zach Rose. How many times have we seen that today?
A bunch.
And Jefferson definitely wants to go at their own pace at the plate. They do not want pitchers dominating how the pace of the game will go.
Yeah, that's that cat and mouse game that you see on a regular basis.
Baseball is a mental game for sure. The ball inside and low that Zach Rose fouls off down the third baseline. I'm not sure where that baseball was to a left-handed batter. He was able to foul off down the left field line, but he was. Let's do that 1-2 again.
So much of it is all about a rhythm and a comfort level, and you got a pitcher who wants to work quickly, and that's that comfort level. You want to occasionally step out, ask for time, kind of mess with him a little bit on the mound. Don't let him get into that rhythm.
Fifth pitch of the at-bat as Gilpin looks in. Now comes set. And here comes the 1-2 to Zach Rose. That one bounces in. A good block by Chase Henson. Count even 2-2. Now to the number 5 batter in the order. Horowitz stays at third. Good block by Chase Henson, keeping that one in front. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gilpin looks in, gets his sign. Now comes set out of the stretch, and a time taken at home plate. Rose is going to step out, take one practice swing, now another. Big lefty steps back in. Gilpin quickly back into the stretch. He knows what pitch he wants, the fastball. That one bouncing in and out of the glove of Chase Henson. Off the plate, ball 3.
Yeah, missed away. Henson set up for that outside edge, but that pitch just a little off the corner.
Good at bat here for Zach Rose. Pitch number 7 coming up. Gilpin shaking off Henson a couple of times, and a time called at the plate. I believe this is the 3rd time we've had called just with this batter. Rose now ready. As Gilpin again already had the pitch he wanted. Here comes the payoff pitch with the 3-2, a breaking ball. This one chopped foul over towards the first base dugout. Pitch number 8 coming up in the at-bat.
Yeah, nice job to wait on that pitch. Keep the hands inside, make some contact, foul it off.
If you're watching on TV 10, you just saw him blown to his hands a little bit. As the sun's gone down, the temperature has noticeably dropped here in Shenandoah Junction. Not quite cold, but definitely a spring evening as the sun goes down. Here's the 3-2, and a called strike 3 at the knees, and Rose retired on strikes for the 3rd time today. The top of the 7th when we come back. Spring Mills needs 5 to keep playing. We'll see if those bats can come alive for the Cardinals when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Of inning number 7. Could be our last half inning if Jefferson is able to record 3 outs before Spring Mills can score 5 runs. And now into not a close situation because of the amount of run difference here, but the final inning in relief will go to Sammy Roberts as he will relieve Daquan Shipe.
Yeah, and I tell you, his number's just as good as what we saw from Shipe, at least coming in. Let's see if he can be as effective. This is his first time in relief, though. 1 game, and it was a start. He worked 3 innings, no runs, no hits. He struck out 8 and walked 3. So let's see how Roberts fares in this one, trying to close the door on win number 9 to no losses for Jefferson.
Carson Gotham, it'll be 9-1-2 for Spring Mills. Daquan Shipe went 3 2/3, no runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters to go along with no walks. Here's the first pitch to Gotham. That one fouled off down the left field line and out of play. Strike 1. Sun now completely down, just the haze left. And again, what turned out to be much better of a night than we were expecting here at the ballpark. It's been absolutely gorgeous. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. The hat flying off of the luscious locks of Sammy Roberts. Ball 1.
Yeah, I tell you, we were debating on our setup before going on the air with this one, the way that weather was looking early on, and it has turned into a great evening for baseball.
Here comes the 1-1 from the big right-hander. That one also misses high, ball 2. And once again, the hat making its way off. I'm feeling that's part of the routine with hair that long. The follow-through, just pick the hat up on your way down.
That kind of rubs down the baseball just a little bit. Maybe you'll get a better grip.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That fastball misses high, 3-1, and Gotham having to bail out of the way.
Again, he looked down at his fingers after making that throw. Just not feeling it, not getting the grip that he wants right now.
Ready with the 3-1 and the time called, as it certainly looked like Roberts was into his motion already.
Not sure what it was. Headlights. There we go. So someone turning headlights on in a car in the parking lot off the third base side.
Apologize, there's just a minor glitch in your video feed. Lost a little bit of signal, but does appear to be okay. That one in for strike 2. Count now 3-2 to Gotham. Ready with the payoff pitch in the 3-2. That fastball high and outside, ball 4. So leadoff walk for Spring Mills in that number 9 spot. Back to the top of the order.
A 4th walk now for Sammy Roberts in 3+ innings, and will get that visit to the mound.
Coach Lowry making his way to the mound. Will this be the end for Roberts? I think it's more of a situational what you want to do. Don't worry about that runner at first. Just worry about the guy at the plate. Because right now you still have 5 runs to play with.
Right.
You really don't need to worry about that runner at first. You get the bases loaded, then maybe worry about the guys on the base paths. But right now, just worry about the gentleman at the plate.
Yeah, that's it. A run scoring in this situation, to trade that for 3 outs, you'll take it and win the game.
3 hits so far on the day for Spring Mills. And what I would have is all 3 coming in that first inning. Have not had a hit since the first inning. Back to the top of the order. It is Caden Compton. First pitch to him outside of the plate, called strike 1. Yeah, looking back, no hits in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. All 3 hits for Spring Mills in that 2-run first inning.
Now the Spring Mills batter again calling time. So the Cardinals
ready with that 0-1. That one fouled off, deflecting off of what looks like the right leg of Reagan Ollinger as he shakes that one out. Now 0-2, the count to Compton.
Pulling a page out of Jefferson's book there. All right, let's step in, let's call time, step back out, see if they can affect Sammy Roberts a little bit.
Compton, a single in the first, would come around to score a run. Also got the second on a hit by pitch a few innings ago. This one lifted into shallow right field. Didn't even hit the grass first. It hit dirt. With Zach Rose holding that runner on first base, he wasn't able to get to it on what would have been a routine play to the first baseman had he been playing his position. And now 2 runners on, nobody out on the single for Caden Compton.
There you go, a little cue shot off the end of the bat. Perfectly placed right over Zach Rose.
Drew Gilpin now steps in, the righty. Gilpin, 3 strikeouts on the day, trying to avoid the golden sombrero.
And an opportunity to turn 2 if you get one up the middle. A ball to third, you still have a chance to get that lead runner.
A foul ball, that one ricocheting hard. I swear that's the 3rd ball that's hit right in that exact spot so far in the last couple of innings. Strike one on the foul ball for Gilpin, hitting the backstop.
That one caroming all the way back out into the field of play, about a quarter of the way up the first baseline. Coach Jones hustling out to get it.
All effort right there. Gilpin awaits that 0-1 pitch. That one in the dirt, getting away from Ollinger back to the backstop. So both runners will advance into scoring position. Moving to third base is Gotham. Moving to second is Caden Compton. 2 runners in scoring position for Gilpin. Count to him, 1-1.
Yeah, and that's a tough one because it takes away those out opportunities that I spoke of just a moment ago. Instead of having that force out at either third or second, now you're looking for the out at first. Again, not overly concerned if that run from third comes home. You'll exchange that for an out.
Here comes that 1-1 from Roberts, high and outside. Ball 2. I think this is where the nerves start coming in for your Jefferson, going, hey, we just need one out here. Sometimes that first out is the hardest. And Jefferson needs one here. Here comes the 2-1, a fastball. That catches the inside of the zone, strike 2. Big pitch for Sammy Roberts. You don't want to fall behind 3-1 with 2 runners already on. Time taken at the plate. As Roberts already in that pitching rubber. He is ready to go. Comes set, has the pitch he wants. Ready with the break even on the 2-2. Here it is, fastball, and got Gilpin to chase upstairs. A swinging strike 3, first strikeout for Sammy Roberts in his inning in relief, and that is the 4th strikeout of the day for Drew Gilpin.
Yeah, tough afternoon for him, or early evening, you might say. Good pitch there from Roberts.
1 down as that now brings up Tyler Gilpin. Gilpin, the pitcher at the moment, as he lifts one into the netting right above us. Drops right in front of us on the other side of the brick wall. Strike 1. Runners at second and third. Again, it's Compton at second and Gotham at third. Those would represent runs 3 and 4 if they could find their way home. Off the handle to second base on the swing for Gilpin. Up with it is Vadas. Fires over to Zach Rose for out number 2. 1 run does come across on the RBI. That is Gotham coming in from third. 7-3. Spring Mills down by 4 with just 1 out to play with. Moving to third on the out is Caden Compton.
As we near the end of this one, a check out at Berkeley Springs. Martinsburg a 3-0 lead. Top of the 5th inning in the only other game we have going on in the Panhandle tonight.
Chase Renner takes ball 1 low and away. 2 down here in the top of the 7th. Here is the 1-0. This one a ground ball to the shortstop, Gonzalez, and it eats him up, bounces over top of him. Not sure whether that hit a piece of dirt, the palm of his glove, as the umpire kind of right in line with the shortstop with me calling it. But that one bounces into the outfield, and another run comes across the score. That is Compton from third base, and now Spring Mills back within 3.
And that last bounce, a high one that came up towards the left shoulder of Gonzalez, and as he tried to get that glove up there to bring that one in, kind of kicked off the heel of the glove. So a bad bounce at the end of that one.
At first base, now a pinch runner. It is Dalton Rollison. He was used as a courtesy runner early in the game. And now stepping in to the plate, the lefty, Chase Herndon. Herndon an RBI single to right field in the first inning. Sammy Roberts in the stretch. Here comes that first pitch. A fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. Zach Rose not even holding on that runner at first. No reason to, as you don't want to leave a hole to a lefty on the right side. This one hit opposite field, lifted into left field. Moving over on it is Connor Bailey. He will step back and make the catch. Jefferson gets the win, 7-4 over Spring Mills. A very tight game for the most part throughout, but Jefferson doing enough on the mound to get the job done. Again, your final, it is the Jefferson Cougars remaining undefeated at 9-0, getting the 7-4 win over Spring Mills, who now drops to 4-7. A 2-minute break back at the studio, and on the flip side of this timeout, we'll take a look at how this one played out. Also give you some stats as part of this postgame and set you up for our next TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR broadcast. Again, your final from Sager, it is 7-4 Jefferson, giving the win over Spring Mills. We are back in 2 minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit tripsfloorsanding.com.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into Sager Field. Jefferson getting the win over Spring Mills tonight at home. 7-4 is the final score. And, Matt, this game really was a battle of the first inning, as 7 of the combined 11 runs scored in that first inning for Spring Mills. They really got the better of Jordan Biggs early, scoring 2 in the top of the first inning. It was an RBI double for Connor Bailey. That scored, or make that, it was a double in the top of the first for Tyler Gilpin, as I look at the right side of the score sheet. That would move Caden Compton over to third base. A RBI for Chase Renner, scoring Caden Compton. An RBI single for Chase Herndon. That would bring Tyler Gilpin around and give Spring Mills the 2-0 lead. And then a tough bottom of the first inning for TJ Josenhans, as he would give up 5 runs in the inning. 11 would come to the plate for Jefferson, and it was really capped off by that big solo shot by Camian Gonzalez over the left field wall, but also a 2 RBI single for Reagan Ollinger in that inning. But after that, both pitchers, I think, settled down a little bit. I thought you could definitely say that Biggs settled down a lot quicker and a lot better than Josenhans did as that game went on.
Yeah, Josenhans continued to struggle with his control, and even though he was able to get through some innings there without giving up a run, or with giving up just the 1 run there in that third inning, the issue was he continued to go deep into counts, continued to have to pitch with guys on base, and just kind of wore down as we had him, and looking at the game changer, officially throwing 112 pitches.
All right, let's take another 1-minute timeout back at the studio. When we come back, we'll wrap up the post-game show, look at some numbers, and set you up for our next broadcast. Again, your final from here at Jefferson. The Cougars getting the win over Spring Mills by a final score of 7-4. We're back in 1 minute.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Welcome back in one final time to Sager Field as we close out the pregame looking at, or the postgame rather. We did the pregame about 2 hours ago. The postgame looking at some numbers. Let's start with the pitching duos tonight. The starters, Jordan Biggs, he went 2 1/3, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits, walked 3 and struck out 2. For Jefferson, Daquan Shipe came in relief. Following Biggs, went 3 2/3, no runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. And Sammy Roberts came in to close things down in the 7th. He went 1 inning, giving up 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. For Spring Mills, TJ Josenhans went 4 2/3, giving up 7 runs on 7 hits. He struck out 3, walked 5, and hit 1 batter. Tyler Gilpin came in for an inning and a third. He gave up no runs on 1 hit, struck out 2, and did not have any walks. Offensively, let's start with Spring Mills. For them, again, the majority of their offense coming in that first inning, but Caden Compton did have 2 hits in that leadoff spot, also hit by a pitch in which he got to second base. Drew Gilpin, a tough night for him. He went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Tyler Gilpin did reach in the first with a double. He would come around to score a run. Chase Renner drove in a batter. Chase Herndon a single and drove in a run as well. Braden Shives reached base 2 times, once with a hit by pitch and walked once, and really not a whole lot doing other than a walk here or there in the bottom part of the order for Spring Mills. For Jefferson, offensively, the top of the order, Peyton Corwine walked twice before striking out twice as the game went on. Connor Bailey, an RBI double in this one, also a single. Griffin Horowitz reached second base twice, once on an E4, once on a towering fly ball to right field in which a hustle play got him all the way to second, so reached twice on 1 hit in the evening. Reagan Ollinger, he finished with a single, 2 singles actually as I look down the page, and 2 RBI on the evening. An RBI for Finn Horowitz. He would come around to score twice as well, a walk and a hit by pitch in his stat line. Camion Gonzalez, a solo home run, an RBI single for Riley Vadas, and an RBI single for Noah Carter in that number 9 spot. Final numbers look like this for Spring Mills: 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on for those in scoring position. For Jefferson, 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, and they also left 7 on 4 in scoring position. Time of the game, 2 hours and 8 minutes. With the win, Jordan Biggs is 1-0. TJ Josenhans is 0-1. Matt, not necessarily as tight of a game as I think a lot of people would have expected in this matchup, but Spring Mills playing good baseball down the stretch and coming off of 2 wins over the weekend, I think carried some of that momentum into this one.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that first inning, and that was clearly the difference in the way this baseball game played out. And, you know, Jefferson takes advantage of those opportunities, and there were some walks. There was an error in that first inning, and that helped to lead to the 5 runs that scored in the first. And again, that's the difference in the ball game. Hey, just one other game taking place tonight around the area. Top of the 5th inning in Berkeley Springs and Martinsburg now with a 4-0 lead in that one. The other 2 games that were scheduled tonight, both were postponed.
Our next broadcast on TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR, we have scheduled our first high school softball game of the year, but right now still a 70 to 80% chance of rain tomorrow, so not sure that one will be played. We would be right back here with our softball crew as Hedgesville is set for a 6 p.m. first pitch against the Jefferson Cougars. Keep it tuned to our Facebook page as if that one will happen, and we'll keep you updated as the day goes on. Our next baseball game will be on Thursday. We'll be in the southern end of Berkeley County as these Jefferson Cougars will travel to take on the Musselman-Appleman. A big thanks to all the folks here at Sager Field for their help and hospitality, both head coaches for interviews and stats before the game. Colin McLaughlin has been our studio engineer. Donald Kenny, our on-site producer. John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman. For Matt Miller, I am Matt Crawford, reminding you one final time that with a 7-4 win, Jefferson improves to 9-0. With a loss, Spring Mills drops to 4-7. This has been West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5 Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.